It is a Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week, here on ESPN New York. GNR, Graca Renan, in once again for DNR, here on ESPN 880. 800-919-3776, that is the telephone number. I see Ray Santiago. I see RJ Santillo. They are along for the ride as well. And I see my pal, he is coffeeed up this morning. He's got the Uncrustables. He is ready to rock and roll. He's got a big golf outing, not just today, but tomorrow as well. It is the great Jordan Renan. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, I took your advice.
Is your mic on? Uh-oh.
It says it's on. We might need the big guns in here. Fix it.
Do we hear talking to the mic?
You sound fine.
Oh. Now you sound okay.
Okay, you're good.
It's a you problem.
No, I think everything is fine.
Well, they told me, first of all.
Because you were pressing buttons before we started the show. You're like, what am I pressing here, here, here? I didn't know if everything was situated.
I'm getting everything settled. Come on, I'm like a pro now. I knew what to do here. So
We're
anyway,
on the air, everything sounds like it's supposed to sound.
Perfect.
That's all we need.
Perfect.
Doesn't matter if you could hear me or not.
No.
We don't listen to
You're
each
right
other.
here.
I saw
matter.
you texting every time I was talking yesterday anyway.
Exactly.
Anyway, so
Busy
I tried
guy.
to take your advice, you guys. You're like, oh, you got to take the early nap. Don't go to the gym later or work out later. And meanwhile, I'm sleeping, and you guys are like, I wake up to like 25 texts from you guys about this amazing Argentina game, and it's like, no one else, I guess, took that nap. Like, what are you guys telling me?
No, there was no
You're
nap.
leading me down the wrong path intentionally or something.
No nap. You don't have the other call, Ray?
Is he even
I'm
saying
not
goal
gonna play that
there?
one.
Is he even saying goal there, or is he just yelling?
The call I just played, Andres Cantor, he's definitely saying goal.
He's a goal guy.
Another guy he's saying goal. Actually, if you heard, I think it was Cantor yesterday, he lost his voice in the middle of the goal call.
Well, how could you not? I mean,
I'm surprised he doesn't lose his voice more.
we were talking about it before the show. Like, if you're Argentina, like, you've played with fire against Cape Verde, won. Yesterday, you were down for the count, came back, won. Like, does it even out at any point? Do you get your comeuppance possibly in the next round against Switzerland or down the road?
You could look at it that way, but you could also look at it, and I get it, it's 2 times now, is that there's usually a point where, okay, each team, when you go on like a run and you win, you have that one like point where you're going to get tested.
Right.
Things are going to go wrong, and you're going to have to see if you can power through it. Now, you thought, okay, maybe Cape Verde, but now against Egypt too, you have to think maybe the luck runs out eventually when you step up a level of opponent.
We'll see.
Meanwhile, you're here in a Portugal jersey.
That's right. Still soccer season as far as I'm concerned.
Capris in a Portugal jersey,
Right.
I should add.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No pants, actually, just underwear.
Yeah, you're here just in your underwear and a Portugal jersey. It's probably what you slept in.
Because it's
the last
warm in
couple
here.
days.
Because it's warm in here compared to their
So
studio.
that's why your pants didn't reach your ankles?
Exactly. Why, Ray, why is it so much cooler in your room compared to in here?
The funny thing is that there was a time here where it was much cooler in there than it was in here.
So what do we do?
I don't know. There's a thermostat in there.
But it doesn't work. I mean, it's like pressing buttons.
This
it
one doesn't.
do anything.
This one doesn't either. I don't know what to tell you. Some days you walk in here and it's a sauna. Some days it's a freezer. You take what you get.
It's like
That's
the
it.
thermostat in the Truman Show. It's just there for
It's there for show.
Decoration.
There for
Exactly.
show.
Is he high maintenance? Because, I'm sitting here in a sweatshirt. It's not that bad.
I got to tell you, today he's feeling high maintenance. Love the guy. I love the guy.
Because it's warm in here?
We're 4 minutes into the program.
But I said it was warm in here before the show even started.
This is true.
At least I'm consistent.
This is true.
Give me that at least.
I think maybe next week, like Cuddle, Marry, Trash, you should do a high. Who's most high maintenance? Graca,
Who are the other two options?
Rothenberg and Rick. I mean, clearly I'm not.
No. You just need people to let you in. How annoying is that? Call RJ every morning.
I
can't
that out.
get in.
I figured out how to use the door.
I don't know how to open the door.
Took me a couple of years. Finally figured it out.
Now we're really pulling back the curtain.
Yeah, this is no holds barred right now.
So
anyone else find Dan's pants a little alarming?
You got to tell you, I wasn't looking at Dan's
They're
pants.
they're missing like the portion that covers the bottom, quarter of your leg.
I have no comeback for that,
You've
Ray.
got the capri pants on, as he said?
Sure.
Well, no,
Whatever.
they got on my case because they're like, these are joggers. Like, I understand what a jogger is, but I was just wondering why it didn't cover the bottom quarter of his leg.
Well, they're very trendy. Two things. One, that's Dan's look. Two, it's very in right now, and those are, for what I would guess, very expensive pants. I would assume.
Okay.
The Lululemon variety?
I got nothing. I got nothing.
He does not like this.
I got nothing.
Questioning right now.
I think that's the look.
No, like I said,
They do look
nothing.
trendy. I was just trying to figure out what they were, and he copped an attitude on me.
I myself am still not quite sure what's happening.
Right, like I said, I got nothing. I was ready to come in here today and talk about great New York baseball now that the World Cup is over, at least for our rooting interest is concerned.
Didn't have pants as a topic of conversation. Didn't have pants.
You guys said it
Didn't
would go
have
off the
pants.
rails by like Wednesday, Thursday, so I think,
Well, we're here.
5 minutes ago, I asked you a question. I brought up golf, and I got nothing. And then we went off the beaten path. So you got golf today. Tell me about golf.
Yeah, we just, the weekly foursome.
It's a
We gotta-
weekly?
I mean, we play them almost every week.
Really?
It's like, hey, guys, what day we playing? What day can everybody play? So 3 of the 4 are available.
This is how I know life is good for Jordan.
It really
well, no,
is.
during this time of the year, it stops for me at the end of very soon.
It's really
So
good.
that's why. I mean, I'm going to take full advantage of it right now. I'm playing as much golf as I can because my golf season ends July 28th. We got the full schedule of Giants training camp yesterday.
Oh, did
too.
you now?
I saw
did.
that.
So
I didn't read it, but I saw it. Yeah.
yeah. So 12 days in West Virginia, they have 1 day off. A little disconcerting.
So the hike
That's what
up
I look at.
the hike up the mountains, like we were talking about yesterday. You're going to have to really find a way to squeeze that in there.
Yeah, Sunday the 1st or 2nd, whatever it is. That's the day. John Harbaugh is going to work him hard though. That's the you want to make it a football point. Like that's what it is. Like he's going to. It's a new world over there.
I'll tell you
It's gonna be
this:
a tough summer for the Giants players.
the Jets put out their training camp schedule yesterday too, and one of the things that I noticed was I guess Aaron Glenn really found religion in the offseason because no Sunday practices at all throughout training camp. None.
Like every Sunday is just
no,
off.
no. On the
You think
Sabbath,
that's just is
on
that the way it
Sabbath,
worked
we
out?
will not play football.
That's just the way it worked out, or you think that's intentional?
I don't know. I think there were Sunday practices last year, if I remember correctly. There usually are, right?
And no joint practice with the Giants either.
Not with
that
the
kind of
Giants.
got kiboshed somewhere along the way.
Tampa Bay is who they're doing joint practices with.
Each of the Giants have Miami.
In the 1,000-degree heat down there. That's not good. But you know what? You'll go down there for those.
It's 1 day.
Just one?
One.
Is that what preseason game is that for them? The first or the second? Do you know? The Miami game?
August 20th. The game is the 22nd.
So that's probably their second.
Second. Yeah.
So West
Minnesota
Virginia,
first, and the Jets is the third one.
third one.
Jets
yeah,
Giants third one.
third one. And that's a Jet home game in
So,
the preseason?
Do you think maybe they're not having it because of the Giants are doing construction on their facility? The Jets too.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe
There's
that's why
going to be some tweaks as far as all that stuff. Yeah.
they didn't want to bring all the people in there and have both teams there at the same time?
I
and
think they're
not be
trying
too
to manage head
'cause I don't
count
think the
as
Giants definitely can't.
yeah, they're trying to manage head count as best as possible. Jets are the home team for preseason. Okay, so there you go. Is the Giants Minnesota, is that a home game or in Minnesota?
That's here.
Here, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You said Minnesota for a second, and I thought, oh, Daniel Jones, but no, he's moved on from Minnesota.
Oh, it's Kyler Murray.
Kyler
JJ
Murray,
McCarthy.
baby.
Big quarterback.
Well, that's going to be a good. Those guys might play, or at least one of them might play, since it's a quarterback battle, right?
You would think with a quarterback. I was like, wait, what is that?
Dave's a big fan of the Viking first down horn.
Well, it's like Norway soccer, the Vikings, the skull, the whoosh, all that stuff.
That sounds similar to the noise that Dave made when
Right.
who was it? Was it you that was cursing?
It wasn't a curse.
The one I played the other
Yes,
day?
the
Yeah,
one
what did-
yesterday.
What did that?
I got some titillating news for you, my friend. Right?
Wait, that's not a curse?
No, it wasn't. No, technically not.
Oh, okay.
It probably didn't even have to be bleeped. I mean,
But why take chances?
why right?
take
Like
chances.
better be safe than sorry is what you can chalk it up to.
I mean, the one yesterday definitely had to be
No,
bleeped.
the one
that
ye-
one had to be bleeped.
the one yesterday, exactly.
Although if you were announcing soccer, maybe you could have gotten away with it. I don't know.
Right. Do you have the one from yesterday?
No,
You don't have that?
it was supposed to be a one-time thing, Dan.
When he climbed the mountain,
God's sake. What were you thinking?
7 minutes into the show, by the way.
What I was thinking that our off-air conversations, just carried over on air, basically.
He felt so at ease that it was just
Exactly.
natural, normal conversation,
You know,
which is what you want in this
It's like you and your
business.
buddies on the golf course.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
It's so weird. I curse like a sailor. You've heard me off the air. I don't think I've ever cursed into these microphones. Not once.
No. No. But you know what? At least I caught myself right off the bat because, like, if you listen back, you hear after the bleep, like, dead silence because what did I do? I said it, I'm like, oh.
Everyone who was listening.
Like, backed off.
Everyone who was listening on YouTube caught you too.
Really? But it's not going to happen today, I promise. I'll be on my best behavior
Jordan
today.
brought up the Wednesday and how things are falling apart for him. I don't know. We'll see.
How do you feel by Wednesday? Like the fact that it's Wednesday, do you feel good? Do you feel energized?
Not great.
No? But you had the nap.
I had a little headache this morning. I gotta be honest. I'm trying to power through it. I got a long day, so we'll see.
You'll power through. You'll have golf.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
The sun is out today. It's going to be beautiful. And the Yankees are back to being the Yankees.
Are they still striking out?
They're still striking out. You want the exact numbers or what?
Sure.
Because they're setting some records.
It's a lot.
Oh, it's a lot of strikeouts.
It's a lot.
How about 34 of them in the last 2 games?
Oh.
34!
Is that good?
That's not good, Bob. 17 strikeouts in back-to-back 9-inning games. That's the first time that has ever happened in the history of the American League. Not just the history of the Yankees. History of the American League. And what's amazing is that they actually won one of the games.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But, I mean, they're just making me look smart because I came on here on Monday and I was railing on their lineup and I just talking about how insufficient it is. Even yesterday, great, or 2 days ago, Cam Schlittler pitched great, but hey, they had 3 hits in the game. Like you could still see all these warning signs, and that their need for a bat is just glaring. Like they can't just sit here and wait and be like, oh, whoa, Stanton and Judge will be back eventually. Like people got on my case because like, Trent Grisham, blah blah blah. Like has that solved the
No,
woes?
Trent Grisham is not your answer. No, definitely not.
I mean, their approach is just horrid. It's hard to watch. Trent Grisham on the end of the game yesterday. Anthony Volpe, I saw it like in the last week. Like, Dan, like going down to one knee when you're striking out, like swinging so hard that you're going down to, like, what are we doing? Like, don't you learn, like, that's not the way to play baseball when you're in Little League?
10 or more strikeouts in 12 of the last 16 games.
Are we surprised?
No, I'm not surprised.
Their approach stinks. It's terrible. Jose Caballero literally put the bat down before the ball came to home plate. I don't even know what that was.
We were watching that before.
Neither did Michael Kay, by the way.
Right, before the game. Him and Kay and Girardi had no idea what the hell was going on. The only thing I could think of is that, like, the pitch was coming in, maybe, Jose Caballero has, like, a Juan Soto eye at the plate, and he thought that was automatically a ball, and he just starts dropping the bat and taking off his little shin guard there, thinking he's taking first base, but no, the ump punched him out. I don't know what his thought process was. I don't know if anybody asked him about it after the game. They're going through it right now. And unless you have somebody like Cam Schlittler go out there and just completely shove it to the other team, you know what? You're going to be up against it. And the fact of the matter is you got 2 more games against this Tampa club that you're chasing, and then 3 in D.C. against a very, very dynamic offense in the Washington Nationals. You know, you don't want to continue limping to the finish line. I mean, we're crazy for sitting here yesterday before the end of the show. We're like, would you take? We were getting greedy. Remember? How about 5-2 this week to go into the All-Star
What did
break?
I tell you?
And you said you'd take 4-3.
No, what did I originally say before that? Before you convinced me into you were offering 4-3. I said I would take 3-4.
I wouldn't feel that way.
They're not good right now. How can I expect them to win when they're putting out this lineup that has this approach and has everybody that hits 200 with a gazillion strikeouts?
Well, here's the other problem too. Okay,
Paul Goldschmidt hasn't gotten a hit in 30. He's 0 for 30.
How does that happen? By the way,
0 for 30.
How does that happen? Like
He
even
was
you
amazing a couple weeks before that.
by accident. By accident, you think you would just put the bat on the ball and then it would find real estate.
Touching it. I think he has 7 in the strikeouts in the last 2 days.
Will Warren, again, another stinker last night. We talked about it yesterday. Like, this is a guy who, had a horrible month of June, was good in his last outing. Hopefully he's settled down a little bit. Didn't settle down.
Nah, he had a tough 4th inning.
Ball left the ballpark 3 times.
Yesterday.
You can't do that. So
high.
if you're not getting dynamics, dynamic maybe is too generous a word. If you're not getting really good starting pitching, the way the offense is going right now, the Yankees are going to be hard-pressed to beat baseball teams. It stinks, but that's the reality that you're playing with now.
I don't think they could sit here and wait that much longer to make a move for a bat.
I don't disagree.
Like, how can they keep trotting out this lineup and expect? I mean, Ahmed Rosario is batting 4th. Paul Goldschmidt's batting 2nd. He's 0 for 30, Dan.
It's not good.
Like, he's a good bench player at this point of his career. He actually kept them afloat, and we all knew, and I think that's why Michael Kay, suggested and hinted it was going to go downhill, because that was unsustainable the way he was hitting and sort of keeping him afloat for a while.
Well, and that's the problem, because when you bring a guy like Paul Goldschmidt back on the team, right, and I know that he was okay last year. He had a good season, but it's another year into his career. And then when you're expecting somebody, when they get to the back nine of their career and they've been at this thing a long time, if you're expecting the same production year in and year out, like, you're kidding yourself. And he got off to a real good start this year, like you said, but now it kind of evens out a little bit. So if a ball club can undergo a swoon in the month of June like the Yankees have, you mean to tell me that an aging player can't do the same? And especially when that lineup is depleted, that's what they're dealing with right now.
And when you have to play him too much, that's when he sort of gets exposed at this
Bingo.
point. And I think that's where we're at. And even like Jose Caballero, like, I like him, and I know everybody's like, he's their shortstop. He's a good player. Like, he fits right into what they do.
Right.
Big swing, a lot of strikeouts. I love the speed part of it, element that he brings at least. But, I mean, he's batting 240. He has a 300 on-base percentage. For a guy with that speed, that's not great, Dan.
No, that's not good.
That's not great.
And you don't need a guy striking out 4 times with the golden sombrero. But a lot of Yankees are striking out now, because when you set an American League record for punch-outs in back-to-back games.
But that's why when we talk about the Yankees and the frustration comes in, it always comes back, at least now. I mean, some people just are annoyed by Aaron Boone, and that's fine. But we could just look at the lineup and look at the names and the pieces. It comes back to Brian Cashman. And we say it's about putting together a team, right? Not a algorithm of, this player, this is a good player. Like, it needs to be different pieces that fit together. It's a puzzle, right? Every guy can't be the same. Every guy can't swing and try to hit home runs. They'll look for walks and they'll swing for the fences. Every single guy in the lineup can't be like that.
800-919-3776. Thoughts on the Yankees? Concern level? Finger pointing? Who deserves most of the blame? We'll try to solve all these issues this morning. You'll hear from Aaron Boone when we come back. We'll also get into the Mets situation, not how to save the Mets, because there is no saving the Mets. And last night, what an absolute debacle out in Queens. 2 bad baseball teams trying to outstink the other, and the Mets prevailed in that category when it was all said and done. But the Soto Lindor dynamic is something that we're going to have to dive into today, because we didn't get a chance yesterday. Today we solve that problem, or at least try. It's Wednesday, which means it is a Stump day. We'll do a little Stump Graca, Stump Renan. We'll have some fun with that. We'll have the stuff you missed. We'll have the 3 stars. We'll even mix in some football today, because why the heck not? It is GNR and for DNR right here on ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
We are moving now.
Electric bikes are everywhere. They are quiet and very fast. Teens ride them on the roads, in bike lanes, but also in places they should not be, like sidewalks and parks.
Look out!
When you ride, wear a helmet. Don't speed. Watch out for pedestrians and cars. New York State and your community have specific rules for electric bikes. Follow them. Go to trafficsafety.ny.gov for more info. A message brought to you by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All right, GNR and for DNR here on ESPN New York. Yankees continue to scuffle. They fall to 2-5 on the season against the Tampa Bay Rays. They're 4 back in the division. And before we get to the phone calls and hear from Aaron Boone, to your point, look, we know that they're going to have to make some additions. The lineup, you can't sit around and just wait for Aaron Judge to get healthy, Giancarlo Stanton, because you don't know when that timetable is. Case in point, you got the trade deadline coming up on August 3rd. And if I'm Brian Cashman, and that's less than 4 weeks away, by the way. Okay, we're less than 4 weeks away. I would like to think that next week when we get to the trade deadline and the All-Star break, and we hit that pause button on the season, you know that there's going to be a lot of conversations being had in and around baseball, teams kind of taking a stock of where they are and, you know, what moves they need to make, put a feeler out or two, general managers talk, especially at the All-Star festivities and everything. If I'm the Yankees, knowing what potentially lies ahead for me, I would probably assume that Brian Cashman looks to act sooner rather than later as opposed to, like, leading up to that August 3rd deadline. I think the Yankees get active here in the next couple of weeks. That's what I think.
I agree with you here because, look, they know that their lineup as currently constituted is insufficient. Like, you can't sit there and look at that and be like, we're going to just self-correct and fix. Like, yeah, maybe they'll be a little better. Grisham, just coming back from the IL. Some guys get out of slumps. I know that Cody Bellinger's in one right now. Paul Goldschmidt's not an 0 for 30 guy. Like, that's obviously not going to continue. But still, if they don't, it's going to be a real struggle for them to win games and hold up until Aaron Judge gets back. Because we talked to Buster the other day. Mm-hmm. He said he'd be surprised at this point, basically, if Aaron Judge is back before September. So now, what are we sitting here? It's early July. Like, can they hold up 2 months with this lineup right now?
It's incredible to me because obviously you take like the daily glance at the standings in the American League. There's still just 2 teams in the American League who are more than 4 games over 500. Yankees and Tampa Bay. That's insane. And like the dangerous part of this whole thing, if you approach it as 2 things can be true. Mm-hmm. The Yankees need some reinforcements right now. That's number 1. Number 2, the American League stinks. And that's okay. They can both be true. But that still doesn't mean that Brian Cashman has to go out there and fix this problem right now because you can't sit on your hands and just wait for guys to get healthy while I don't want to say your season is slipping away. That's not going to happen in this American League. But, I mean, why even leave it to chance?
No, I mean, that would just be foolish, though, because what are they, 10 games over, I think, right now? 9 after last night?
9,
right? There were 10 going into yesterday. Like, you could be easily, if you go 2 months with this lineup, you'll be back at 500. Like, you'll be right around. You'll be close to it at least. And there's no guarantee you're making the playoffs at that point. Then you have to basically play high-leverage games in September to just try and make the playoffs. That's a recipe for failure for this season. And imagine them being questionable to make the playoffs in this year's American League.
That's not going to happen. Not in this American League.
If they stick with this lineup, playing 500 would be tough with this lineup.
So bad. Coming out of the All-Star break, by the way, Dodgers.
Obviously difficult.
Pirates. Depending on what pitching they throw at you.
Not the easiest.
Right.
I mean, they're okay.
And then at Philly.
Obviously difficult.
And then at the first place White Sox and at the Cubbies. That's how you close out the month of July. Here's the bottom line,
I would say they need to make a move coming out of the All-Star break, to be honest with you.
Here's-
I really do. Like, you have to get some kind of bat. Buster brought up Luis Arraez. We didn't really get into that. What are your thoughts on that being one of the names?
He's compared to what you have right now, he might as well he'd be Babe Ruth. You know what I'm saying?
I like the idea that he's a different kind of hitter.
Well, Luis Arraez is a guy who, look, not everybody loves him. I get it. But he's a guy who puts bat to ball. He doesn't strike out a lot. That's what this team needs. When they're sitting there setting an American League record for strikeouts in back-to-back games, you need a guy that's going to be able to make contact and at least give yourself an opportunity to get on base. That's what they need.
Absolutely. The only thing that gives me a little hesitation, they're pretty lefty-heavy.
They are.
They're
Absolutely
pretty
they are.
lefty-heavy.
And Arraez is a left-handed bat.
And I get it. There's not a ton of great options out there, so I would prefer the hitter they add to be a righty contact hitter, but maybe that hitter does not exist necessarily.
Well,
some of the top names out there, you tell me if any of these interest you if you were the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the top names I heard. Arraez, Byron Buxton, but that would probably...
Byron Buxton's got a huge contract.
Injury history
and
beyond belief.
Isn't he hurt? Is he currently on the shelf?
He
just got hurt again. And I mean, remember, Byron Buxton was a name they were kicking around in the offseason for the Mets. And it's like, I don't want any part of him. He's always hurt. Even though he's having a pretty good year. But
Ryan Jeffers, catcher.
The lefty bat, right?
Another lefty bat, though. Isaac Paredes.
Infielder. To me, it's like, in a way, like almost like another Caballero. In a sense.
That's the thing is, I don't know if there's...
Well, here's the thing.
Mickey Moniak?
No. We know right now Yankees need help. There are a lot of other teams right now who are going to use the next 3.5 weeks or whatever it is until the deadline to use that time to decide, are we in? Are we out? Are we buyers? Are we sellers? Then you're going to have some clubs that wave the white flag and you're going to have players come available. And that's when you got to be ready to pounce. Because the longer you wait, that's when the bidding goes up. Right? Because then that August 3rd, whatever day of the week that is, like that's when everybody's going to be on the phone. All right, what's it going to take? All right, I'll give you this guy. Strike early. Identify somebody, strike early, go get your guy.
Well, the team, and I think that's why Buster brought up Luis Arraez, the teams that are basically already going to wave the white flags. You got the Giants, you got the Mets.
You want You want any of the garbage on the Mets?
I was trying to think. I mean,
you're not getting Hunter Goodman from the Colorado Rockies. They're not trading him. The only thing worth a damn that they have, the catcher. But from the Mets, I mean, what garbage do you want from them?
The only name that comes up in my head is Francisco Lindor.
I'll drive him there myself. How about that? And I think a lot of Met fans would. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Absolutely.
You're that done with him.
I mean, forget about when he was hurt this year. He's having a horrible year. The contract is extremely prohibitive. You're not going to see like a boom in production moving forward. And the fact that dynamic with Soto, it is a tangible thing. You're not moving on from Juan Soto. Juan Soto, think about this. As bad as the Mets are, and there's a legit chance they finish with the worst record in the National League. Okay, there's only one team in baseball. Forget about the National League. They might finish with the worst record in baseball. There's one team in baseball that has a worse record than the Mets and has fewer wins than the Mets, and that's the Angels by 2. Mets might have the worst record in baseball this year, and Juan Soto could win the MVP. It's incredible.
Would he really win the MVP?
Sure. It's an individual award. Guys on last place
Are
teams.
you most valuable when your team is that bad?
It's a best player award. Remember, Mike Trout won MVPs on bad teams.
They're comparable with the Rockies and Giants in the National League. Those are the teams, if you're the Yankees, that you're looking at and say, okay, they'll be willing to make a deal now, right?
Remember when
those teams, I mean, obviously Hunter Goodman, obviously a player, if you're the Yankees, you should be interested in, but I don't think that's...
No, they're not moving him. He's controllable.
Yeah, doesn't seem realistic. But those are the teams, if you're the Yankees, you say, okay, who's available? And then you might end up with Ryan McMahon. What, doesn't do it for you?
Last year, people were excited about that. That's the funny thing about it. 800-919-3776. Yankee calls next, along with hearing from the skipper, Aaron Boone. And how does he not go crazy night in and night out after explaining away these horrible performances? It's GNR and for DNR, ESPN New York.
The World's Game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2-up early payouts so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pregame, straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you'll instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. Don't miss your shot at an early win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals, regardless of the final outcome of the match. Make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Bang! Sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice-proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
When it comes to your yard, reliability matters. Shop with confidence at the Home Depot and get 4th of July savings on Ryobi, the #1 cordless outdoor power brand. It's time to choose your power. Both the Ryobi 18-volt and 40-volt self-propelled mower kits are on special buy for an even lower price of $429 each, was $479. Ryobi's battery platform delivers the power, runtime, and dependability you need to tackle yard work with ease. Shop 4th of July savings on Ryobi outdoor power only at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid June 25th through July 8th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
All right, GNR and for DNR here on ESPN New York at 800-919-3776. Yanks fall last night to Tampa Bay. Strikeouts galore. Let's go to the phones. Take the pulse of the people. Say hi to our pal Joe in Ocean Gate, who starts us off here on ESPN New York. Joseph, good morning. How are you?
What's going on, GNR? How you guys doing today?
Joey.
Morning, Joe.
What's the word?
Oh, man. So I got a couple things. You actually, before you guys mentioned Married with Children yesterday.
Yes.
I got to get to that. But I had to rewatch. The Yankees suck, by the way, right now. And I actually rewatched the Argentina game instead of that last night. And I just realized, too, that Matt Freese and Younghoe Koo both have something in common, is they kick the ground instead of the ball. So
you brought that up
on
Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it was all over the internet. I saw those. I saw the memes. Younghoe.
Yeah, unbelievable. So my thing with Married with Children, and I think it's tied to, I think the Jets are always jinxed. Remember the episode, the Lower Uncton episode? the double episode where the Bundys, they had to go bring him back to Lower Uncton to get rid of the curse that they put on town. That's what I think Namath did to the Jets when he sold his soul.
Well, the Mets must have done the same thing, Joe, because 86 and the way they wiggled their way out of that World Series, it's probably the case in point, right?
I think it's actually getting underplayed here of how big a disaster this is for the Mets. Like how this is like historic. Like how much this season has gone wrong and with all the money that they've spent.
It normally it would be, but remember, this is the Mets.
Like this is what was the year? Is it that they had all the stars and they brought in
worst team money combined?
Worst team money
93. 93.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. This is on par with that.
This is on par with that, but it's not getting played up to that degree because the Knicks, the World, like all these other things. It's kind of it's bad, but like pushed under the table a little bit.
And even when the Yankees were going good, like remember they played good baseball for the first like two and a quarter months of the season.
Yeah, they played great baseball.
We weren't even paying attention to it, giving them their flowers because the Knicks, then into the World Cup, like you said, and now we knew that this day would come. You got to pay attention to the baseball, and it just so happens that the Mets still stink, and now the Yankees are going through it a little bit. But we kind of have some confidence that the Yankees are going to come out of this at some point. Like they will be in the playoffs. The Mets are just a
kind
train
of very
wreck.
similar to what the Yankees did last year, isn't it?
A little bit, but it never got to this point because at least you had Judge in the lineup every single day.
Really?
You know what I mean?
They went through it
They went through
at
a
some
June
point.
swoon.
Yeah, where they couldn't hit. It was, I
They
mean,
went through a
not
June
this
swoon.
bad, but it was similar. By the way, you know what I have in my head?
What do you got?
Love and marriage. Go together, because he brought up go together like a horse and carriage.
Very great. Very, very good show.
This
very underrated show.
You brother.
Like Joe said. Ray, you're a Married with Children guy, right?
I'm sure Sinatra's appreciating what you're doing right now.
There you go. The Sinatra
I'm an awful singer. Awful.
Well, the fact that he's singing, maybe it's a couple of extra bucks to the...
I know that. I'm well aware about how bad I am at singing and imitations.
The Sinatra estate. You want to hear from the manager? And I was watching Aaron Boone live last night.
Get my blood pressure to rise. Right?
I was watching Aaron Boone live last night, and I actually have a compliment for Aaron Boone, and I'm going to give him his flowers. But first, let's hear the manager on this team striking, I can't believe this is real, 17 times again in consecutive games.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously, you're gonna have nights where you're up against a dominant pitcher, especially in today's game where you're going to have those a double digit here and there. But, we got to do a better job of getting the ball in play. In a lot of ways, good to see creating a little more opportunities for ourselves, getting a lot of hits. In a lot of ways, I thought offensively we're a little better than last night, but we got to do a better job in some situations of getting the ball in play.
All right, so the compliment...
That's offensively better, by the way.
What I'll say about Aaron Boone...
I want to bang my head against this table.
I can't believe, seriously, like having to watch this night in and night out, that he keeps his cool for the most part. Because and obviously like the questions are not going to be good questions and things that paint his team in a very positive light, but he somehow keeps it together for the most part.
I was thinking about this coming in because he definitely does. I mean, he's very mild-mannered, super player-friendly manager, won't say anything negative about his players ever, right? Do you think the Yankees would benefit from having a manager who is harder on them? Do you think it would create better results?
At this point, no. What they're running out there right now, no.
But what about overall?
Seems like this has been a conversation for the last 5 years with Aaron Boone, right? Guys, you need somebody to hold them more accountable, like when you had the defensive lapses, the base running errors.
Me.
Right, it should. It should.
See, to me, the hitting is more of an organizational approach thing.
Well, right now I think it's an ability approach, like what they're putting out there. I mean, I know that you got a few guys that you expect more from. Like you expect more from Cody Bellinger on a consistent basis right now. You paid him all that money. Ben Rice had a good game last night. He was like the only guy you could point to, basically. But all these other guys, I mean, really, for the most part, like you said, Ahmed Rosario's hitting cleanup for you. He's not supposed to be your cleanup hitter. He's not supposed to be playing every single day, right? I mean, Paul Goldschmidt, guess what? Breaking news. Guy's almost 40 years old. Like, he's had a real, real good career. He's probably going to the Hall of Fame. But you're not getting peak Paul Goldschmidt right now at this stage of his career. Trent Grisham,
you want to play Paul Goldschmidt and Ahmed Rosario only when you're facing a lefty, maybe like once or twice a week.
Amen.
To start them. You don't want them to be serving as your DH, which is the case right now.
Here's Aaron Boone, and this is, as I said that he keeps it together, this was him getting a little testy, if you want to call it that, when he was asked about the approach of the Yankee hitters.
I don't know if it's an approach. I think we got some guys clearly going through it right now and in a little bit of a funk and a little bit in between and coupled with, we're facing good pitching. But at the end of the day, we gotta find a way offensively, especially the times when it's challenging.
Is that the one, RJ, or is it the one underneath it about approach? Because there's like two approaches. The next one, okay. I thought it was that one. Okay.
Let's hear that one, too.
We don't want to lead in that number, clearly. As far as approach, I'm confident in our approach. We got to get some guys on track right now that, some really good players, obviously, that are going through a tough time right now. So we're not going to overhaul and change, but part of our approach is being a tough out and being situational, and we got to do a better job of that right now.
Well, you see why he says that, right? Because when you ask a question about approach, then you're calling into question the guidance and the instruction they're getting from the coachings, right? The, organizational philosophy.
Well, this is why the whole thing drives me nuts. And when I listen to that, my blood pressure rises. I wrote down here, confident in our approach, and it's start on the piece of paper here I wrote down. They don't think it's a problem as a whole. That's what drives me and I think a lot of Yankee fans nuts. We've been watching this year after year after year after year. Their approach stinks. I get it. This is the way baseball is going, but they've taken it to even another level. They just struck out 17 times in consecutive games. How is your approach not a problem? How is that possible? Just admit it. Their approach stunk.
But in this case, and I hear everything you're saying, and I hate that the game is so analytically driven and the spreadsheets and all that. I hate it, okay? I hate it as much as anybody. But right now, when you look at this team and the guys that are being, their names are being written down on that lineup card, is it an approach thing necessarily, or is it an ability thing? If you're asking guys to do things they're not capable of doing, isn't that the chief culprit right now? The guys are just not good enough.
Agreed, but, Paul Goldschmidt, Ahmed Rosario, and Jose Caballero. I don't think they were striking out every plate appearances in their previous stops. Like when you come to the Yankees, it just feels like I got to go and dig deep into the numbers that your strikeout rate goes up. And to me, it just signals that there's an organizational approach. Trent Grisham and Anthony Volpe are on their knees when they strike out, swinging from their knees.
Pause. So they're fifth in baseball right now.
Don't be clipping that, Ray.
Fifth. They're fifth in strikeouts right now from an offensive standpoint. And look, this, it's boom or bust, right? What is one of the chief concerns and complaints that Yankee fans have had about this team offensively for the last decade?
They don't put the bat on the ball.
They don't put the bat on the ball. They don't play small ball. They rely too much on the home run. And look, that's fine. A lot of teams do that around. That's the way of life in baseball right now. In case you haven't noticed, unfortunately, baseball is a victim of three true outcomes, right? You walk, you strike out, or you hit a home run. That's it. There is no put the ball in play. It stinks. It's not the baseball you and I watched growing up, right? But that's the game right now, unfortunately. It's the same old, same old. Raymond, you love the Yankees. You have a Yankee tattoo on your elbow, as a matter of fact. No, the other one.
Okay.
The other one. Do you blame the organization? You blame the players that are in there right now? Is this a byproduct of injuries?
The answer to that question is yes, yes, and yes. I blame everybody.
He's fed up. That's what it is.
I'm not quite yelling into the ether like Jordan is right now, because Jordan is spitting hot fire when it comes to this team right now, and he's right to. I blame everything from the top down. I guess it starts from the top, so blame the organization most of all, because they put themselves in this situation. This is where we are. Again, this is the worst baseball that you've seen in quite a while from them, but it feels like we play this story out year after year after year where we talk about the June swoon and, oh boy, we can't do this. We can't hit. The pitching's falling apart. The defense is barely major league level.
Yeah.
We do this every year.
Jose Caballero and Ryan McMahon struck out at the same rate.
But it's all
in
good
their previous stop. So maybe it's a recognition of the player.
But it's all good because we're in contention for the AL East every year, and we make the playoffs every year.
Yeah, we're the wild card team.
Yeah.
Yippee!
It's a crapshoot.
So
crapshoot.
The 4 teams that have struck out more than the Yankees this year: Baltimore, who was a last place team.
Yes.
Okay. Cincinnati, who is a last place team. Pittsburgh, who basically has a strand of hair.
This is good company.
Out of last place.
This is all very good company.
And the LA Angels, who are the worst team in baseball. Where are the Mets?
Somehow.
How are the Mets not even on that list?
Yeah,
the Mets are actually middle of the pack.
I was going to say,
when it
where
comes
are the
to
Mets?
striking out. Yeah. Well, the Mets, you know why? Because what the Mets do, here's the Mets' approach offensively. Go up there and just swing at the first pitch and ground out meekly to whoever. I think in the ninth inning last night, it was a 5-pitch ninth inning for Kansas City. 5 pitches.
Scoring runs was not their problem last
Swing
night.
at the first pitch.
Swing at the first. But seriously, you can change the channel, in between innings when the Mets are coming up to bat or whatever, and then you stay on that channel for, I don't know, feels like maybe 2 minutes tops. By the time you go back to the Mets, the half inning is over already, and they're back in commercial again because they just are in a rush to end their half inning offensively. That's just what they do. So you can have that, or you could do what the Yankees do, where you rely too much on, launch angle and hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Maybe I don't see it as dire as you guys do. Right now, it's not good. Don't get me wrong. But I'm being optimistic, thinking this thing will get better once you get the reinforcements.
Is that just the Mets fan in you talking?
No, it's
No,
got nothing to do with it.
it's not that I'm not optimistic.
You know
I
what
am
it is,
optimistic about that.
Right, you know what it is? It's the same guy that's seen the Yankees not have a losing season for 30 years. That's where that's coming
Well,
from.
it's because the Mets fan and him and Dave, I was thinking about this the other day when I was listening to you guys. Your bar is the Mets. So you're like, oh, well, they're, the Yankees, we're not going to get too worried about the Yankees. Look, they're still successful because your bar is looking at the Mets.
Well, what's your bar? What's the Yankees bar?
Now I understand why Rick and Dave get so mad at me because it sounds almost condescending when a Yankee fan says something like that.
No,
well,
but
that's you
that's
guys.
what I'm saying. Well, what's the bar, though? Because, again,
the bar should be to contend for World Series.
But you've won one World Series in 25 years. So
Exactly.
What's the bar?
Right.
That's the problem.
The Yankees are not
They're
the Yankees
not living
anymore.
up to the bar.
That's the point.
But
The
there is no
Yankees-
bar.
The Yankees
Bar's gone.
No, that's the
bar.
bar.
The bar is gone. Where's the bar? No bar.
Well,
Where's
no.
the Yankee
It's
bar?
in the- it's
no
in the-
bar.
you're
There's
looking
no
in the-
Yankee bar.
you're looking in
It's
the-
gone.
You're looking in the wrong direction. It's
the
gone
bar
down.
over here. Here's
It's
the
gone
bar.
down.
Yeah, it's over there.
Where's the bar?
In
See,
the ground.
You say that.
It's buried.
You say that, but there is a bar. It's not they have to win
Okay.
the World Series every year. They did make the World Series 2 years ago. They were legitimately contending for the World Series 2
And
years
you lost
ago.
to a much better team.
But they had Juan Soto, and part of that lineup, it was obviously a much better lineup. He hits the ball. He puts his bat on the ball. He's putting him next to Judge. That lineup was a lot more palatable. The fact of watching the Yankees, this is the problem, is they're first in home runs. They're still top 10 in runs scored. So they're not sitting there, and they're not overly worried about the approach because they look at it and say, overall, hey, we're fine. We're still top 10 in runs. We score a lot of runs every year. Our offense isn't really a problem. The approach isn't the problem. And how many Yankee fans actually agree with that? There's a huge chasm between what the fans think and what the organization thinks at this point. And it's kind of created, I'll speak for myself, an attitude of almost, I'm sick of this. There's a reluctance to even want to watch it. It's like watching it is hard to stomach because you feel like you're watching the same thing over and over again. You're stuck in Groundhog's Day.
But here's the thing, again, and we joke about it, but I'm giving you facts. And this is maybe it's veering off into another conversation about the expectation of the Yankee fan. If you want to talk about the bar, right, that bar, your bar is the same if you want to base it on results. And these are just stone cold facts, black and white. The Texas Rangers, the Kansas City Royals, the White Sox, the Cubs, the Angels, the Marlins, the Nationals. They have all won the same amount of World Series as the Yankees have in the last 25 years. So is that your bar? You know what I mean? So, they could say the same thing. How come we don't hear Rangers have been to 3 World Series in the last 15 years? They won one of them. They could sit there and say, well, we have a bar. We got to get back to the World Series. This isn't good enough. This Skip Schumacher guy is fugazi. How do we not get back to that point? But I don't hear that from Rangers fans. Royals went to back-to-back World Series, won one of them. They're not sitting there, and they're a joke right now, Kansas City.
They don't have the same resources, those teams, that the Yankees do. Clearly, I mean that's not even debatable. Look at the payroll. Look at the salary.
Well, look at the Mets. Payroll resources and payroll don't mean a damn thing. As we found out,
it's not a be-all, end-all, obviously, but it gives you an advantage over the other teams that don't have it. The bar for the Yankees needs to be contend for the World Series just about every year. Sure, you want to restock every once in a while. You want to reload. I was fine, 6 or 8 years ago when Gary Sanchez and the Baby Bombers came up to say, hey, we'll take 2 years, reload, rebuild. That's fine. But the goal and the point for the Yankees should be contend for the World Series. And you just don't feel, even though they're a pretty good team and they're making the playoffs, like there was no point last year where I thought the Yankees were going to really legitimately win the World Series or have a legitimate chance to win the World Series.
Win and make are two different things, right? Win the World Series, make the World Series are two different things.
You want to feel like they have a legitimate chance.
You got to give yourself a shot, though, to get there, right? And I think that still, this is what it comes back to the American League and how bad the American League is. Yankees are still going to have their opportunity to get to a World Series because before all these guys started getting hurt, right? Before all the injuries started, what were we saying? The Yankees should have no problem. The quote was, I don't see how they don't get to the World Series if they stay intact.
It was less about what the Yankees were doing and more about what the rest of the American League
But the Yankees were playing well at that point, too.
They were playing well.
I think you were blinded by the results.
Well,
the reality was the whole time, they still didn't have a catcher that could hit. They still didn't have a third baseman that can hit. Their shortstop position is below average. And unless you're a staunch believer in Trent Grisham being, what he did last year consistently, that's 4 positions that the Yankees, you have to look at and say, I don't know if they're ultimately in the big picture going to get enough hitting. 4 out of 9 spots in the lineup. 4 to 9 spots.
But I was told,
this is predictable.
But I was told you have the best starting pitching, and I've advocated for it. As good a starting pitching as there is in baseball. Now, unfortunately, you've lost a couple of guys here, but they're going to be back. Fried is throwing BP sessions, sim games. Fried will be here soon, right after the All-Star break probably. And that's an ace. That's not like, Joe Blow that you're just throwing out there to give you 4 innings. This ain't some Freddie Peralta 4 innings and fly guy. No, this is Max Fried. That's a big – so now you have Cam Schlittler, Max Fried. Even though he's going through his lumps, I still have a lot of faith in Garrett Cole. That's 3 out of every 5 days. You guys should have an absolute great shot to win a baseball game, regardless of what your offense does.
We're in a point of history where baseball starting pitching is important. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely is. But your starting pitchers, even the really good ones, a lot of times are going to go 6 innings, maybe 7. Bullpen, putting your bat in the ball in high leverage spots late in games is probably almost as much or bigger a priority than starting pitching. The Dodgers pitched a bullpen guy in Game 3 of the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
Game 3 of the playoffs. The first round, every round, the Dodgers were basically pitching a bullpen game.
But who was the MVP of the World Series? It was a starting pitcher.
Or one starter. Yes.
Who had to come out of the bullpen and save their you-know-what.
You need a couple high-end starters. The Yankees have that. That's why I think they have a chance. And I'm not saying if you tweak this team that can't contend legitimately for a World Series.
But remember something. In October, it doesn't matter starter, reliever. It don't mean anything nowadays. If you've got a dude, you put him out there, whether it's coming out of the bullpen, starting a game like the Dodgers did. Yankees should have enough dudes come October from a pitching standpoint to be able to get them where they need to go.
It's
I think
hard
they need
to do that with Garrett Cole and Max Fried and Carlos Rodon, considering their injuries, right? That's a lot to ask.
You got Cam Schlittler.
You're willing to – that's a lot to put on a really young guy.
He's your best pitcher this year, right?
This is his first full season
He's
in
your
Major
best
League
pitcher.
Baseball. 100%.
He's your best pitcher. Madison Bumgarner, I know that he was a little bit more into his career than Cam Schlittler is now. When he saved the Giants, in 2014, the dude had a rubber arm. You know what I mean? Just give me the ball. I'll get you home. And who knows if it's even going to come to that. Maybe we could look back. We could be sitting here when football starts, at the beginning of September, and the Yankees are a month into this new roster post-trade deadline. We could be sitting here laughing at this conversation we're having right now. Remember that time in early July we were talking about the Yankees and the panic and all the problems they were having? Yankees could turn into a machine in the next month or so.
Entirely possible, especially if you make tweaks to the lineup and you get healthy. And it's entirely possible. That's why I don't sit here and say they have no hope. I sit here and say they need to get this fixed and they need to add a bat immediately, ASAP. Because I still think they can legitimately contend for a World Series this year.
RJ, we haven't heard from you on this. You're a big Yankee fan, and RJ right now is fighting it a little bit. You know, for those who don't know, RJ is going through a little bit of a dilemma, one that's self-inflicted, by the way. He decided to make the switch to iced coffee in the morning, and he's really, really regretting that choice. Right? I think I've summed it up pretty well.
Well, I'm someone that prefers hot coffee.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how hot it is outside. I know some people like to sway with it's wintertime, so I have warm coffee. It's hot outside. I go to iced coffee.
Yeah.
And we have the tap of iced coffee out here. So I've thought to myself, you know what? Let's give this a spin.
Yeah.
And it's immediately self-serving.
Little cold brew.
Yeah, I get in and I can have coffee 14 seconds after I walk in the door instead of having to wait for the hot coffee.
And it really is only 14 seconds, by the way.
But I got to tell you, it's just not the same.
Yeah, it's not. He seemed a little off, and then he explained the problems he was having. And I said to RJ, RJ, why didn't you come to me sooner, buddy?
It's just not the same.
I'm here for you. Shoulder to cry on.
I'm a hot coffee guy. Doesn't matter what the season is.
I don't blame. I'm that guy too. Ray is that guy. You know, you're that guy.
I switched to iced coffee when it gets warmer out, but only in the initial jolt when I wake up has to be hot.
It's got to be hot.
The afternoon when I'm out and about and it's warm and it's the summer, then I go and make the switch over to
the afternoon.
iced.
And doing this schedule and this time, like you're not going to have coffee at night, obviously. Nice iced coffee in the afternoon does the job.
We don't do iced coffee here. Period.
Never?
Ever.
See, I was you. I was you until not that long ago. You might come around one of these days. I'm telling you.
I was about to say maybe he's too young, but I always forget Ray's not as young as I think he is.
You could buy it at the store. You make it at home. It's fantastic.
I'm good.
Sat there with a mug yesterday.
I'm good.
Little Switzerland, Colombia.
By the way, that was a compliment, Ray. How come no one here has gray hair except for me?
I've got gray hair, man.
Very little. There's very little going on in this crew.
It's expanding with me, and it's troubling. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's you age. If you wake up each morning, inevitably you're one day closer to the end.
I mean,
I usually keep the sides of my hair super
who you
short
guys
so you
talking
can't
to
see.
here?
Yeah,
Come on.
see, that's a little jarring once you take the hat off. But yeah.
I'd rather have that than nothing.
Yeah,
true. I'm just saying.
The hairline is solid.
You guys aren't 32 years old. I mean, you're all
some people it's different.
It's a compliment. The three of you held up very well,
and you go on TV with that.
Some people it's different. Well, I mean, when you say it's not like he's wearing a powdered wig for crying out loud. He's
you made that sound like it was a terrible thing.
He's like, oh
God,
my God,
I can't believe you went on. You go on TV looking like
Ray's
that. Jesus.
You went on TV like that. I can't believe it.
It's very jarring when you take the hat off. Is all I'm saying.
The hairline looks great.
Hairline is fantastic.
Impeccable.
I'll tell you what. Yeah. On this show, nobody can talk about hairlines because everybody impeccable on the hairline.
There you go.
It's definitely more important than color.
And exactly, if you have to make a choice, would I rather be baldy or would I rather be gray? You take the gray every time.
That's not even like a debate.
Yeah,
there's no one that's going to debate that, right? Be like, I'd rather be bald than be gray.
In fact, that should be it should be a requirement on this show.
Some people it happens
solid hairline to host this show.
Bingo. Some people it happens soon. I've never known Steve Martin, for example, without gray hair or white hair, and he was I think in his 30s. Back in the day, when
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't ever remember
that.
Steve Martin without white hair.
I always thought when I was a kid, I thought Steve Martin was 50 or 60 years old.
I thought he was 60 years old. Yeah, 100%.
I will say that
planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yes,
when you
60 years old.
When you commit to the bald early, though,
when you commit to the bald early,
yeah,
when your hair starts to go and you shave it.
So like Brownshire, I met Brownshire when he was I don't know early 30s, and now he's in his mid to late 40s. He does not look like he's aged at all because once you rip the Band-Aid off, you're like, all right, I'm bald. I'm gonna keep it manicured. I'll do a beard. This is my look now. He does not look like he's aged.
Very backhanded compliment because he's he looks good now, but he looked old back then. That is kind of what you're saying there,
It's almost like you're talking yourself into. I'll tell you, both of you guys, you knock Brownshire Ray.
Well, I've told him that.
He's like, you go on TV like that.
You know what? Those are type of things that they didn't sound that bad in my head.
Yeah.
No, the way it came out.
Exactly the way it came out.
Ray's been very feisty the last 2 days. He attacked me about not setting RJ up for the
He doesn't know what to do without the Rangers Rangers and Knicks.
Well, you
He's
deserved
a lost dog.
You deserved.
I deserved
you deserved
it?
the ripping for that because it was two segments you didn't do it.
I
deserved it. And I was running out of time. Those things got to be done in the hour they're designated.
Fine.
So
Fine. Then we can't have fun anymore because
I didn't say you could have fun.
Because Officer Ray over there. No. Officer Ray, I have something that I have to do. You're right. You're absolutely right, officer. So let me continue. And this is a message for everybody in New York. You got to hear this because this summer, all lines lead to Champ Sports Fan Central Station, soccer pop-up shop that's open right in the heart of the city, 125 West 33rd Street. Now, this is the soccer destination in New York with jerseys for every national team you ride with. You see that I'm wearing the Portugal jersey here today? Guess where I got that bad boy? Guess where I got that
Champs.
bad boy?
Of course. As if that's even a question.
As if there was any doubt. So whether it's
Messi
Argentina,
Messi,
Argentina still
How about
playing.
Shaka?
Messi, England jerseys, any other country,
Switzerland,
Portugal, some USA stuff that's still left over. It's all under one roof. If you want to gear up, rep your country, feel the energy of the city, all you got to do, head to Champ Sports Fan Central Station, baby, 125 West 33rd Street. That is where you got to be. And guess what? Not just soccer fans, Knicks fans, they've got some championship gear as well to help you celebrate your team's first title in 53 years. Soccer, Knicks, all under one roof. Champ Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd. We come back. We'll get into the other baseball team that is going nowhere fast in New York. That would be the Mets. GNR, ESPN New York.
ESPN New York is your home for the world champion New York Knicks. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
.701 on this Wednesday. Let's get a check of the roads and say good morning, Debbie Duhame.
Good morning, GNR for DNR. Let's see what's happening, guys. First of all, problems on the downtown B, D, F, and M trains with some ongoing issues with the track fire at 34th. Inbound GWB 40 minutes in, Lincoln 15, Holland 35. Troubles on the FDR Drive south at Houston Street with a crash. 42nd and 43rd still closed between 2nd and 3rd. Ongoing police department activity. Sponsored by RockAuto.com. Grinding and squealing our signs. It's time for new brakes. Skip the hassle of searching for the right parts and shop RockAuto.com. Find trusted name brand parts at lower prices and have them shipped directly to your door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. I'm Debbie Duhame, 880 ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn? Paycheck after paycheck. And you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win a lot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference. Game.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you tell someone what team you cheer for, do they apologize? Does your first childhood memory involve crying on a Jumbotron? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected from things like fire damage caused by violently unplugging the TV. Or an accidental overhand left to the drywall. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute, so you're still in on it until the final whistle. So if you're looking to get in on the biggest tournament in the world, now is your time. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute, so you're still in on it until the final whistle. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
So I tried to take your advice, you guys. You're like, oh, you got to take the early nap. Don't go to the gym later, work out later. And meanwhile...
Can they line something up here, Argentina? Oh, it's gone in. It's 2-2. Lionel Messi.
I'm sleeping and wake up to like 25 texts from you guys about this amazing Argentina game. And it's like...
Can you believe this?
No one else, I guess, took that nap. Like, what are you guys telling me?
No, there was no nap.
You're leading me down the wrong path intentionally or something.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg on ESPN New York.
You snooze, you lose.
Live on YouTube.
As Jordan found out yesterday, you take the snooze while an epic soccer game is going on. You miss it all. But they had the replay, right? Caught up on the replay.
You guys
highlights.
You guys didn't tell me. I mean, listening to that back, it makes it seem like, and then you're rubbing it in my face, like it was intentional.
How does that work?
It was an intentional misleading.
How does that work, by the way, with you? Like when you're doing the nap. Like I know RJ, like you could sit there and land a plane next to where RJ's sleeping. He's not going to hear it because he said that. Like, so you could text him, call him, like he doesn't hear the phone at all. I'm the same way because I just throw it on the ground, like face down. Like I don't hear nothing, see nothing. Same thing with you, right? Like if when you're nap, you're
if I'm
nothing.
napping, the phone's not waking me up.
So
It's
all
not
the text
happening.
messages that come through, like that's not.
No, I hear them. I sleep
you do?
I sleep with the phone even like on a nightly basis because it's my job,
right
next to on the night table.
So even
I hear it. So I had the the remote. I had the TV on, the remote on like my chest, and every time they scored, I could hear the announcer, the voice rise.
Yeah,
and I would open my eyes, look at it real quick, and then go back to sleep. You're like you're almost like watching and you're looking at it in your sleep. But I kind of did know that they came back already, and then I hear the phone going. Zzz, zzz, zzz,
I feel bad then,
and I knew it was you guys. I have a couple other text chains I knew, but I knew that was what was
I don't
going
want
on.
to disturb the nap because the nap is sacred. I know how I would feel if I was getting woken up by just like
No, you could text
nonsensical.
me. You could text me at any time.
Anytime. 24/7.
Yeah.
365.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
I'll get texts literally at 1 in the morning, and then from other people at 5 a.m.
Do you ever get them like at that time from certain people, and you're just like so annoyed beyond belief? You're like, oh, I can't believe now texting me now.
No, only when it means like I have to do something, like you have to go write something for work.
Well,
like,
no, not even just that.
That's the only. I'm saying that's the only time it bothers me.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, no. I tell people. First of all, I don't sleep that much in general. So,
This guy's incredible. He's like a cyborg.
the only thing about this shift is like 3 or 4 hours is a little light. If I figured if I could go to sleep at 10, which I failed again last night.
Yeah.
I tried. If you can go to sleep at 10 and wake up at 4, you give me 6 hours, I'll be good.
Yeah, I got about 5 last night.
I could
so
deal
that
with
was pretty
5, 4 and 3. Now we're getting a little light.
Well, today would have been the day to do the nap, right? As far as like conflicting with the soccer, because there's no soccer today.
Yeah,
which
well, that's why
which is weird.
That's why I had to get the nap in yesterday because I knew that
you got the golf.
I knew
Big golf today, big golf tomorrow. And now we only have one soccer game a day until Saturday. There's 2 games, which is weird. But 1 game Thursday, 1 game Friday. If you don't want to miss any epic performances.
What did you think? Because I was asleep, but the Egypt coach basically called into question the legitimacy of the officiating.
Of course he's going to. I mean, so and for those that didn't see it, Egypt had a goal taken off. They scored a goal. Okay, went up 2-0 in the second half of that game yesterday. They went ahead and took the goal off the board because the referees insisted that way back behind the play, which led to the sequence leading up to the goal, that there was a foul that took place on Egypt. Took down an Argentina player, and then that sprung the counter, and they went and put the ball in the net. But they went retroactively back and looked at it on VAR and said, no, that was a foul. So you take the goal off the board. I mean, but it just happened so after the fact. RJ, what are your thoughts on that? Like, I understand it's kind of like letter of the law type stuff, but it just doesn't seem like, like there should be like a statute of limitations. You know what I'm saying?
I have maintained this, and we went back and talked about this Monday. If it is missed in real time, I have an issue with it being called retroactively.
You can't do that.
Can you imagine that, I don't know, Breece Hall rips off a 91-yard run. There's no flags on the field. Field goal unit comes out to kick the extra point, and as they're lining up, they're like, you know what? We went back and looked at something.
Yeah.
Over on the weak side of that play, the receiver was holding, and we're going to bring the whole thing back. So not only do you not score, it's actually a holding penalty. So line it up again, it's second down.
I think this is even worse. This is like calling a penalty on the play before that. You know what I mean? Because it seemed like it was almost that long ago.
Well, it's kind of like what RJ was saying. The play before, as you're lining up for the extra point, like the play was done already. And you're like, well, wait, no. Let's go back and look at that again.
And I know VAR has only been around since 2018. They're still tweaking it. They're still trying to adjust. What this is there either needs to be more transparency that you open everything up to review with VAR at any time. Like, that is now known. Because you're only supposed to go back, and it's not supposed to be frame-by-frame fouls or retroactive fouls as much as it is for offside, did the ball go over the line, things like that.
Can you imagine what Sports Talk Radio in Cairo is like this morning?
Or you have to make a more seismic change, and it needs to be more like hockey in terms of the officiating.
Like ESPN Egypt is probably like off the walls this morning.
Like because you have the 2 referees that are each watching a sideline, each on respective sidelines watching offside. Maybe you need another referee out there then. I don't know what you need to do, but the optic of this is terrible.
I'm trying to think. So, okay, obviously the game yesterday, Argentina-Egypt, I'm just looking at the round of 16 games. How many so-called egregious, if you want to say, how about controversial moments happened in these round of 16 games that swayed the outcome potentially? Nothing really crazy in the Switzerland-Colombia game yesterday, right? I mean, it went to kicks. I mean, they played, almost 4 hours, it seemed like. Mexico-England, was there anything dicey in that one? I mean, I know it was contentious and all that stuff, but I can't remember anything standing out.
There were multiple. It was a red card.
It was a red card. And they played with 10 guys and they won the game. And they still won the game. Brazil-Norway, really nothing. Our game, forget about that. Portugal-Spain, no. Canada-Morocco, no. Paraguay-France, I don't think there was anything in Paraguay-France. But at the same time, you could say, well, didn't they then still take the 2-0 lead, if I'm not mistaken, right, RJ? Like, so
they scored right. They
scored again.
They
so
still went up 2-0.
Yeah, you still had a 2-goal. Don't blow a 2-goal lead.
Don't allow 3 goals in the final 10 minutes.
I don't care who's on the other team.
On a grander scale.
Yeah.
On a macro scale.
Yeah.
Dan Graziano said it years ago,
and
I was on the other side of this argument. I've come around on this. Instant replay in general is ruining sports. Ruining sports. We are sitting here and we slow it down 10 million times, look at the guy's toenail to see if it touched the line, and people are sitting there complaining about everything. It's ruining sports. Instant replay is ruining sports. Dan Graziano was ahead of the curve. He is right about this. It's making it unbearable. People complain about everything.
Well, you know what's funny? Like, we sit there and embrace the technology, and technology is good. And look, it has obviously more good than bad, as we know. And we thought that, now it works both ways because we remember a time growing up with the NFL when there was no instant replay. I mean, there were some like egregious games that were decided because there was no instant replay, but sometimes they take a liberty in all these sports and almost kind of exploit the technology. Like in this case with the VAR. I think one of the things that I've been screaming about since day one when baseball put instant replay into effect, I think that the essence of replay and what it's used for sometimes gets cheapened, especially at like the plays at the base. If somebody's like stealing second base, if a guy clearly beats the throw, but like his natural motion is him like sliding through the base, but then for like, 0.00001 of a second, like his hand comes off the bag and they apply the tag like he's out. That's not what replay was intended for. You know what I mean? Because we played baseball for a century before we had something like that.
It should be for overturning egregious calls.
100%. Armando Galarraga's, perfect game that never happened. That's what you want instant replay.
Not for recognizing whether the receiver was out of bounds because we slowed it down 10 million times and his left pinky toenail touched the out-of-bound line. Like, that's not what it should be intended for. And that's what's starting to bother me. And then it creates this just attitude of complaints.
Yeah.
Like, we live in a society of just whining about there's no team that loses that isn't mad at some call.
Well, not only that, too, and also,
and the conspiracy theories. Are you a conspiracy theory guy?
Not really.
It's like
not a tinfoil hat guy.
The easy thing, and you like my texts were filled with them yesterday. They just want Argentina and Messi to win. Right. It's easy. Right. It's easy when that happens.
Exactly.
All of a sudden.
But no, and it also disrupts the flow of these games. Like basketball is the chief culprit. Like, I mean, think about the Knicks in the finals. Like some of these games, like the final 2-3 minutes of a game, every time they're going to the score. We're going to go review this to see if it should be upgraded to a flagrant 1, flagrant 2, and then see who touched the ball, whether it's college basketball, the NBA. Some of these final 2 minutes of games take 15 minutes, 20 minutes in real time because they're always at the scores table. It just sucks the life right out of the drama and the excitement and all the build-up to that moment of the game. Like, that kind of cheapens it to me. But it's not going anywhere. The technology is only getting better. Now there's more camera angles. We've got drones flying all over the stadium and have this angle of it and this, and you could zoom in and tilt the camera this way. Just got to live with it.
Well, we don't live in a society where people are like, well, we just live with it. We'll live with the bad call, or we'll live with whatever happened there.
Yeah, but the belly aching is part of it, I guess, right? Unless it's the replacement refs.
But doesn't it reach a point where it's too much? Where it's like all you hear. Like too much whining. I'm actually I hate complaining about officiating. I'm a big proponent of, I don't almost never, I guess, if it's cost you the game. Like, I'm not a person who sits there and they're robbing my team. Like, I hate that. I really, I don't know.
Yeah, I try to
that at all.
Try to steer clear of that. You play long enough, right? The game goes long enough. You have enough plays to amend for things like that. Unless it's something so bad. Like, let's say it's the final play of the game, right? Where I'm trying to remember. Hey, Ray, and I'm not doing this to be malicious, even though you've been nasty to me for a couple days.
I don't think I've been nasty.
Well, aggressive.
Man, I had a misstep or two.
Aggressive.
The
Des Bryant play.
Yeah. I thought that's what Jordan was referencing when he was talking about pinkies, by the way.
No, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there instant replay with that?
Yeah, it was 2012.
Okay.
They ruled it a touchdown at first. And then they spent about 6 minutes reviewing it.
Right,
and that was it was not a touchdown.
And
because his finger came down out of bounds.
That was the point in time where basically, in NFL circles, it was nobody knows what a catch is.
Well, I mean, I still think that's now.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about? I thought you were talking about the Giants play or the one against the Packers.
Packers.
That one had replay too. That was 2014. So either or.
I still think we're in that. We're stuck in that vortex. I still don't know what's a catch and what's not a catch in today's NFL.
But it used to be worse.
You see examples of that still running rampant, of that same exact play. The guy takes 3 steps and it's no.
Agreed. I'm like, if you take multiple steps, I don't see how that's not a catch.
And then they cover themselves with, he needs to make a football move. What's a football move?
But again, because we're slowing it down 1,000 times and being like, look what he did there. Like, you know how fast they're moving in real time? It's not even the same game when we slow it down 3,000 times.
100%. I agree with you there. 800-919-3776. You getting ready? We're going to do Stump a little bit later on this hour. You're ready for that,
I'm
right?
studying.
No, there's nothing to study. There's nothing to study.
I'm studying.
So and people know this. We're about a half an hour away from Stump. So people, when we give you the signal, you call in and you line up the lines here to be able to try to stump Jordan and myself. But when we come back, though, we got to get into the Mets. And just, forget about what's happening on the field because that's a lost cause. The off the field is worth a conversation or two. We'll get into that when we return. Stump later on this hour. It's GNR, ESPN New York.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
This summer, bring out the best in your margarita with Milagro. From crisp, citrus-ready silver to smooth, refined reposado. Every bottle is made with 100% blue agave. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Please enjoy Milagro responsibly.
Refresh your yard this summer with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. Choose your power starting at $99 with tools from trusted names like Ryobi and Milwaukee. From backyard get-togethers to end-of-summer upgrades, 4th of July savings on cordless tools deliver the power and mobility to keep up with every job without slowing you down. Power on the go is here, and summer projects are easier than ever with the Home Depot. While supplies last, see store or online for details.
In my world, you're always sorting through information, trying to find what matters most fast. Well, if you're hiring, you can now review all these resumes and applications faster thanks to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that instantly shows you the most interested, qualified candidates first. ZipRecruiter's matching technology finds qualified candidates quickly. And with ZipRecruiter's new feature, qualified candidates show up at the top of your list. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
At Wrangler, we know the essential question for any guy is, can I go like this? It could be date night, boys' night, work, or your nephew's school play. It could be anything. And the last thing you want to do is change. That's why Wrangler makes jeans, shirts, jackets, and tees that answer yes to life's essential question. You can go in Wrangler. Check out our latest styles today at Wrangler.com. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
All right, GNR, Graca in for DNR here on ESPN New York. Another fine performance by the Mets last night, who do something actually they've never done before. You know, who's to say that you can't make history even in a season like this for the Mets? You know what they did last night?
What was that?
You'll like this one. For the first time in the history of the franchise,
okay,
they managed to score 11 runs. At least 11 runs in a game at home and lose. They were 129-0, scoring 11 runs or more at home until last night. They had a 3-run Little League home run that was a comebacker to the pitcher in the first inning. Had a 9-4
You would think
lead.
Kansas City could out-Mets the Mets.
You
thought that.
You
were legit. We were laughing at that Little League home run.
I was watching that, and I said to myself, you know what? I may have interviewed him one time on the baseball show. Their manager, Matt Quattaro, seems like a nice guy. He's had the job for a few years. And to me, Kansas City has actually been one of the big disappointments in baseball the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think last season, when we do our baseball picks at the beginning of the year, I think I had him winning the division. Like, I thought, Bobby Witt Jr., like they assembled a nice, Cole Raggins, and I know he's hurt now, but like at time, a dynamic starting pitcher. I thought that team was going to do some good things. They've been a major disappointment. So I don't know how they haven't moved on from the manager. And we saw what ultimately was the tipping point with Carlos Mendoza. You have the Mets go out there, have a 6-error game, and they were like, you know what, enough is enough. Like, put him out of his misery. When that was happening last night, and you had a Little League home run on a comebacker to the pitcher, I'm thinking to myself, maybe this is the game to where the Royals say, you know what, maybe we need to change things up a little bit here. But no, they came back and won the game because the Mets, even though they scored 12 at home, can't find a way to win a game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very bad Mets team, and welcome to the Mets, Matt Seelinger. I mean, poor guy, right? You're coming home. You think everything's going to be fine and dandy. Just gets traded to the Mets. What does he do? Gives up a 7th spot in the 7th. His ERA was what, 60-something?
I don't know.
70?
You could have AP calculus, and you couldn't figure out his ERA in that first inning.
The second inning, he got it down to 31.5.
Oh, there you go.
A reasonable 31
and how about the fact they had to ask him to go out there and throw a second inning after the one inning that he gave you because they were just so depleted out there. Another bullpen game. The genius with the $380 million payroll doesn't even have 5 capable starting pitchers. And the guy who came in and was the so-called bulk guy last night, who is god-awful and can't even get me out, he's not even good enough to start a game. We're talking about Kodai Senga. When are they going to punt him to the curb? Like, really? Like, how much? I understand it's dire straits. Like, you don't have human beings. Like, you don't have bodies to pitch. Why is Kodai Senga still a thing? Like, what are you hoping to gain at this point?
The incredible part is Kodai Senga and then Sean Manaea were supposed to be their number 1 pitchers. They're both unpitchable, basically.
Well, Senga more so.
Yeah, it was even
Manaea's now essentially starting games, but Senga,
but that's only because they ran out of options,
right?
And they didn't know what the heck to do with him. But I mean, that signing, re-signing, has been a mess. Also,
Ray, you want Kodai Senga? You want him for anything?
Nope. He's
RJ,
good with y'all.
Kodai Senga, can I interest you for anything? You can do anything. You don't even have to pitch him. Just do you want him?
Like to hang out with?
Hang out, yeah. No, he's got to go to the games. He's got to sit in the dugout. You need a uniform, a hat, all that stuff. But road games he's got to go to. But do you want him?
I mean, he could be fun to hang out with. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I got no interest in putting him
I heard his interpreter's a great guy.
Great
guy. Great at parties.
What a great job that is.
He doesn't gamble?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
No.
Why?
Just because he's a baseball player?
I'm Kodai Senga.
Just checking.
I'm Shohei Ohtani.
Remember Kodai Senga was actually good at one point?
Yeah, really good.
He was like a Rookie of the Year finalist.
Looked like he was going to be an excellent pitcher. It's amazing, actually, how far he's fallen. It's almost hard to explain.
Well, I mean,
except for the fact that he's on the Mets.
Well, I mean, the injury, and then he comes back from the injury, and then he gets hurt coming off the mound. And what was it? Was that going to cover first base? It was a game.
That was the DNR outing.
Yeah, it's a game.
But those aren't reasons for him to become unpitchable.
No, but he's become unpitchable.
But I know, getting hurt running to first base should not be a reason you become unpitchable.
That broke him.
Like, it doesn't even make sense.
You know what? The other problem with him, he's too needy. You know, he's too
many days of rest.
Yeah, he needs all the extra days of rest. They tried that with him. That still didn't work. Like, he needs all these different things tailored to just the way he needs it. And this bothers me. No, I can't.
What do you think his ERA is this year?
Right now, got to be near 9.
8.92.
There you go.
Nice job.
8.92.
And what type of cushion did they give him to work with? Like, what kind of a lead did he? Like, basically, just don't screw it up. Just don't screw it up. Don't set the place on fire. And he managed to do it.
Actually, no, because 3-0. They put 2 more on the board in the bottom of the second.
Well, what inning was it where they had the big inning or whatever? Like, Austin Warren was in the game by that point?
4th.
And I think it was like the first, definitely 6, maybe 7 Royals all got hits, all reached, like before they even recorded an out. This isn't like the 2015 World Champion Royals. This is like one of the worst teams in baseball, Royals. But, I mean, we're sitting here. It's laughable at this point.
Are you sure? Because Tyler Tolbert might be the greatest player in Major League history. If he got to play the Mets more often.
Well, he didn't get all 12 hits against the Mets.
It doesn't matter. Can you let the joke sit?
Well, tell people what you're talking about, because most people probably never have heard of Tyler Tolbert.
We were going to get there. We're getting there. I was
Go ahead, tell him.
Setting the table for you.
Go ahead, tell him.
You were supposed to explain it.
The number 9 hitter, no less.
You were supposed to explain it without burying me in the process. That was what I was trying to say. I'll set you up.
Tyler Tolbert, who most people probably never even heard of, even Royals fans, set a Major League record with 12 consecutive hits. And that happened last night. He went 5 for 5 to start, and that was 12 straight at-bats with hits. That's hard to do.
Meanwhile, 3 of those were infield singles, which is even more amazing.
It's unbelievable. It really is. So let's see. You have a Little League home run in the game. You had a 9-4 lead in the game. First time in the history of the franchise you score at least 11 runs at home and lose. Second time that they scored 12 or more runs, period, regardless of where the game is, and they've lost in the history of the franchise. The question is this, and I don't remember if I asked this to Buster when we had him on Monday. There's still, what's the record? 38-54, so 92 games they've played. So let's do the math. That's 70 games.
8.
They've got 8.
8 left.
70 games left. Is there anything that can happen over the final 70 games for the Mets? Like, you talk about, like, how much worse can it get to where Steve Cohen will go back on what his proclamation was on the podcast last week and have to move on from David Stearns. Like, you texted last night, like, what's going on in the crowd? At the guy said, well, the crowd is there's one group chanting fire David, and the other one they're chanting Pete Alonso, and each one is trying to win over the other. And you're going to hear those chants probably for the rest of the season. And if the play like this continues on the field, like I said, the Mets might finish with the worst record in baseball. Is there anything, how low is rock bottom that Steve Cohen will have to actually think twice about running it back with this guy in charge? Because he is by far, like we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, he is by far number one on probably the most hated New York sports executive.
To
4 months too
think
late.
He was your solution at first base.
No.
I almost forgot the center fielder's name, Luis.
No.
I almost forgot the center fielder's name, Luis Robert.
No, please.
Forgot about him. Like, every move they made has just been a total disaster. But to answer your question, Dan, I don't think there's a scenario where they're going to get rid of him. Like, something would have to come up where he had improper conduct in order for him to get fired. I think that would be the only scenario I could think of.
Or maybe
100 losses doesn't matter.
Nope. Oh, they're going to lose. Easy, they're losing 100 now. I mean, this thing is only getting worse.
I was thinking if they win 62 of their last 70, they can get to 100 wins.
Good luck with that.
you don't think that's
well, what does the record got to be in the last 70 to get to 100? They got to go 46 of 46. So what is that? They only have to go. I could see them doing that 24 and 46 the rest of the way to get to 100 losses.
Nah, they'll play better.
I don't know. No, because remember, like, whatever sell-off they're going to have, you're going to be replacing them with some kids that they call up from the minor leagues who, think about it, to them, they weren't good enough to be called up already. They're going to be putting like a AAA lineup out there once August and September get here. It is going to be bad. Who
realistically can get traded? Will get traded on the Mets, though.
We'll talk about that when we return. 800-919-3776. And there's a guy that plays shortstop who's been here for a few years who might be the number one target. We return. It's Graca, Renan, GNR, and for DNR, ESPN New York.
Big events are bringing more riders across the region. So if you're taking New Jersey Transit for everyday trips, plan ahead. Check schedules, allow extra time, and consider traveling outside of peak hours when you can. New Jersey Transit is running additional service to help keep everyone moving. But a little planning goes a long way. Stay aware, be courteous, and ride smart. New Jersey Transit, keeping your day on track. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. And I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured, so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid. Bite back.
At D'Agostino and Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
Progressive presents perfectly bad excuses for missing stuff to spend more time on your motorcycle.
Hey, Tom. Gonna miss the 5K. Gotta organize my vitamins. A, B, C. There's so many. D.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
When it comes to your yard, reliability matters. Shop with confidence at the Home Depot and get 4th of July savings on Ryobi, the #1 cordless outdoor power brand. It's time to choose your power. Both the Ryobi 18-volt and 40-volt self-propelled mower kits are on special buy for an even lower price of $429 each, was $479. Ryobi's battery platform delivers the power, runtime, and dependability you need to tackle yard work with ease. Shop 4th of July savings on Ryobi outdoor power only at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid June 25th through July 8th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this water main is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
All right, GNR in for DNR here on ESPN New York, 800-919-3776. So the Mets are going to approach a trade deadline different than the Yankees, of course. The Yankees are going to be in acquisition mode, trying to bring in some reinforcements to help them make a run when they get to the postseason. You good there? You need a couple of minutes or what? You want to see if the dessert guy is going to come by at all or what?
It's like you picked the worst possible time to what are you
do you see what he's eating?
What are you
It's
eating
not
there?
like he's eating like a protein bar, goes down nice and easy. He's sitting there eating an Uncrustable, which is like the peanut butter.
You were the peanut butter. The peanut butter is like,
shoving that in there as the music started playing.
Peanut butter's like sticking in my
What
mouth.
are we doing? Like I said,
I'm like saying to myself, like, you are aware
Hold
we're
on.
coming back now, right?
I love how great a teammate Dan is. Like, he knows I'm struggling with the Uncrustable.
Well, Ray made the joke.
He's literally
So-
looking at me.
Okay.
And so what does he do? He sets me up to talk within like 10 seconds of getting back on the air.
So I'm going to share an unfortunate bit of news with you. I don't know if you know this or not, but we currently stream on YouTube, and everybody can see, as we're coming back from break, you just shoving that Uncrustable right into your mouth.
I was hungry. Okay?
I just got a text from Stevie Wonder. He says, "Can you tell Jordan to put the Uncrustable away until the next break?"
I'm looking for a deal here,
That's what it is.
It's like an NFL locker room over there with the Uncrustables.
Unbelievable.
With
Exactly.
Smuckers, if you need me.
Wow. Look at this product placement guy. No, but RJ, RJ was in here And I don't even know, was he partaking in the Uncrustable? No. So
I didn't even see it.
So think about that. RJ comes in, and he was in here, I would say, at least half, if not more, than the allotted time in the break.
Right.
We have a nice conversation about vacation times, and you know what? Can you get a garbage can? He threw out the empty tub of Clorox
they refuse
wipes.
They refuse to have garbage cans in.
That's another story for another time. So RJ's gone. We're down to maybe like 60 seconds left in the break, and then this guy decides, you know what? Now's the time I'm going to crack open a nice, juicy Uncrustable that is guaranteed to get stuck to the roof of my mouth at some point.
I'm not good with the
Black
clock
Metronome makes a great point in the YouTube chat. He says Jordan may have another choking incident. Look at him go.
I did think twice about getting the fruit the other day because I almost died on the fruit last year when I was in Medellin.
Because that was like the acidity that kind of squirted out there.
Anyway, so I had made a decision. You want to hear my logic?
Yes, I'd
when
love
you have
to.
Justin Fields who probably isn't even in that category, and then on top of that,
you all right?
Yeah, I might die here.
I'll pour some water down your throat. You okay?
Those guys have
No, this is not
deeply
good.
concerned
It's
right now.
not good. Think about this now. Like this, now it all comes full circle. What were you talking about? Justin Fields, and then he starts choking. Like we should have known what was going to happen.
Yeah.
You're
Destined
a genius.
for disaster. I was giving you hints. You guys just weren't picking them up. So anyway, I went in and this morning, and I was like, you know what? Let me get something to eat because I was starving when we left here yesterday. We had this conversation.
Yeah.
So you told me, eat either right before the show or, squeeze something in. So I got my coffee. I saw the 2 Uncrustables for $3. I ate one when I got here, and I said the other one I'm going to eat at 7:30. Somewhere around there.
I like how he maps it out. Like,
well, I didn't want to eat them both right away because then I figured I'd be too hungry later on in the show.
He wrote on the second one 7:30.
The fruit juices brought me back to life. So I happened to notice it was after 7:30 in the middle of the break. So I figured, hey, let me get the quick Uncrustable in there. And then it would have been fine if you didn't lay me out to dry.
You know what else I'm noticing that day? You were talking about Dan's pants on that day, too.
Really?
What was this?
It's a lot easier to go back to school, so that then makes it a much lesser.
What are you doing?
What?
Are you taking a picture of your sweatpants?
Yeah. I got a stain on it.
It's weird.
It's a bleach stain.
What are you sending it to your wife and yelling at her?
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was probably a bleach stain. They were expensive sweatpants, and I was basically like, "Hey, guess what's
sweatpants?" Or you yelled at me before and gave me an attitude. They're joggers.
No, these were sweatpants.
So Jordan almost choking on air, and then Dan's pants. There's a topic of conversation that seems to come back and back around.
It's all full circle.
You guys got off on the wrong foot.
Time is a flat circle. Wait, you okay? You got to clear your throat there? You want some water? Get him some water.
The problem after the Uncrustable was I don't have a drink in here either. I didn't realize my coffee is empty.
And you're stranded till 8:30.
This is like amateur hour.
That was part of the problem. It's total amateur hour.
This is like amateur hour. He has an Uncrustable when he has nothing to wash it down with.
That was the problem. I didn't think that part out.
RJ, can we get him some iced coffee out of the cold brew?
Something.
It's still morning. I don't know. Still morning.
This is how you have to deal with your kids. Like you got to learn the lesson. Unfortunately, you got.
And by the way, it's not that I hung you out to dry. Ray was the one. Ray was the one who made the gesture, and then I just took his.
Oh,
Ray did one of these.
He pointed to me while I was eating.
No, because I said I can't even remember what the hell I was saying, and I looked into Ray, and Ray's doing one of these. Ray's away from
you were fully on camera already.
Doesn't matter.
The camera got you shoving the Uncrustable into your mouth. It was noticed on you.
But this was Ray. This was Ray. Away from the mic, he goes like this. He's like,
"Are you not allowed to eat? Is that a rule?"
No, so Ray did that, and I was like, "What is he
trying
talking
to
about?"
avoid doing it in segment?
That's fine. I also have to bring this up. A completely separate topic, but I mean, I'm Ray and RJ are talking right now. Does Rick ever say anything about? This is not intended. I know the way it will be taken with RJ being short, but you can't see.
What does that mean?
No, but you can't see RJ from this You can't see RJ from this seat.
Yes,
and
we
I-
talk about it all the
Well,
time.
you-
It's
well,
not
I-
about RJ being short. You
I
just
lean
can't
see
see
forward.
anybody.
Yeah.
You can like if whether it's Tom Bauer or whoever's sitting there. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar could be producing the show.
I
You're not
have
going to be
sit
able to
right
see him.
here, but I lose Dan. So right here, I can lean forward and I have Dan.
Because so I look
Here.
in there and I can't tell when RJ's talking because I don't see him. It's
Well,
too hard to see.
There's
him.
2 monitors in front of Ray. I see RJ between the 2 monitors.
Yeah.
This seat, though, he is
No,
a
it's
blind
not
spot for RJ.
You could sit there. I mean, if you want, you could always sit there, and then like you could
but
see
then
both guys. No, there's cameras everywhere. Don't worry about it. They got you.
Oh, well. Anyway, the TVs are there. This is the spot.
Like, imagine if Jordan was in like a doctor. You know, because his like bedside manner with patients, I don't think would be very good. He just comes right out and bang. You know, like, don't take this the wrong way. He's like, but RJ's short and I can't see him or whatever. Like, and then he brings up the Rick thing.
I did not say that.
You kind of did. So, like, imagine if he was a doctor, he'd sit down and be
RJ,
like, hey.
was that insulting to you?
So what I'm learning is that Jordan, he warned us before the week began. He
Yes.
said, I'm going to get to about Wednesday and I'm going to have some problems because I'm not sleeping enough and I'm not used to the schedule. What we're learning is
Don't blame the sleep, RJ.
because as soon as he comes in, and like Evan Cohen's here, right? Evan Cohen, who does the morning show for Unsportsmanlike, he comes in, he goes, "What are you doing here?" There's no, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah.
And then he looks at Dan. He's like, "What do you wear? What are those?" We're all, prior to that, me, Dan, and Evan sitting around having a nice conversation about
Great
soccer.
conversation.
Jordan comes in. "Hey, you, what are you doing here?" "Hey, Dan, what's with the pants?"
Yeah.
He just starts slinging arrows.
He's a little bit like the high school bully, or he tries to be, but it's not like the guy who's been in the school for like all 4 years. He's new to town. And so, like, that's the way he's trying to, like, ingrain himself.
Not so much the high school bully, but the guy who says things and doesn't really get called out on it often. Maybe has not been attacked by the high school bully yet.
He's just like, "RJ, you're short sitting over there. What's your problem?"
By the high school bully.
Meanwhile, you guys are all ganging up on me here. This is an inaccurate depiction of what actually unfolded.
No, what I'm telling you is that's how it comes across. Because you brought up the Rick. Because didn't you say, like, I don't mean for this to be an insult or
Well,
whatever
because I
you
knew
said?
the way that it would be swung into that.
I mean, even during the break.
Narrative.
"So, where's my garbage? Somebody get me a garbage." I mean,
Again, not what I said.
Huh?
Not accurate. Definitely did not say that.
Huh?
It was a sarcastic, what, they can't have a garbage can in here? I'm an honest guy. I can't help it. Can't help it.
Obviously.
And also, the idea that the first thing I said was about Dan's pants. That was like the end of the conversation, like right before we came into the studio. 15 minutes in.
Anything that happens before 6 a.m. is foggy. So it may have
It's all the
happened
same.
at a certain time or it may not have.
But you
I
guys are
can't
proving
confirm or
my
deny.
point, is that you're taking it and there's like semi-truth to everything you just said, but it's only part of the equation. It's being
What's
twist-
the other
No,
part
you're
of this
twisting,
equation?
you're twisting it into being
is part
worse
of the
than
equation.
You're twisting it into being worse than it was.
There's an equation, all right.
Like, yes, I did say those things to some degree, not in that tone and not in that order. So, yeah, you're making it to be a little bit worse than it was.
RJ, were you offended
But
by
I
it?
did do it.
you know, I wasn't, but now that I'm learning more of like the why behind Jordan's actions, yeah, I kind of.
I said it because I know what Rick would say in that situation, and the way I was laying it out, because Rick sits in this seat, is that was the way it was going to be taken. So
Yeah,
it was a preemptive strike
Rick-
to make it specifically not about RJ's height.
Rick doesn't warn me that the insults are coming. They just come.
Right, because he has no valve.
The Scud missiles
There's no
just
edit.
arrived. Jordan is like, "Hey, RJ, I need you to pay attention so this insult lands properly."
It wasn't an insult to you.
That's a great
I
way to put
can't
it.
see you, RJ.
I see you're doing something else. Pay attention so you hear this.
I can't see. The only thing I can see, actually, I do see your hair. See the top of your head.
He's just
And
like-
that's another thing. You talk about me making gestures. I tried to get in Jordan's ear, you know, as we were coming back, and he didn't have his headset on.
And he didn't have his headset on. So that's why he had to go
That's
like
why
this.
I had
It
to
was
make a gesture. I wasn't doing all that. That's a bit much, but
Listen, maybe we start fresh from here forward.
Yeah, I might not even come back tomorrow at this.
No, you got to come back. You made the commitment. You got to come back.
That's if you can get in the door.
You guys are ganging up on me. I'm getting text messages about it right now from a bunch of people. It's not fair.
Your golf foursome? They're texting?
No, they're not.
Because they're working now, so they could go play golf.
Exactly. No, they go to the gym now, so they can
Oh,
play
they
golf.
go to the gym now, so then they could go play golf later. Right. You got to be able to prioritize.
Sauna. One of my buddies goes to the sauna in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Can't make it up.
Nice hot cup of coffee in the sauna. That's incredible. But you're okay now? The throat is cleared. Uncrustable, thing of the past. It's like it never happened.
I would have been fine if you gave me like 15 seconds. But like the second day, like, okay, we're back on. Hey, Jordan, what are you doing over there? Like the second. You didn't even give me like a grace period.
Like I said, blame
Nothing.
Ray. Blame Ray. Because Ray was the one that was calling my attention
Ray
to
didn't
it.
bring it to air.
Yes, he
you
did.
didn't have to bring it to air.
I didn't have to, but I mean, there's a lot of things I don't have to do. None of us have to do anything. What am I looking at? Oh.
The video of you shoving the Uncrustable in your face.
And you know what? I'm out of liquid too here, so you know what? It would have happened to me. Forget it. What were we talking about anyways before the Uncrustable thing happened?
We were just coming back from break.
We're going to go to Mets
the
trade
Mets.
targets.
Francisco Lindor, I think.
Francisco Lindor. Boy, he's having himself a great season. Is he not? You know, that is a guy you want to build your team around. So, realistically speaking, and we've heard all the rumblings about him and Soto not getting along and vice versa. The fact of the matter is, the production is not there this season for him or the team. Okay, and I know he was injured for a long time. He makes $34 million for 5 more seasons after this. That's a lot of money, right? I mean, that's a lot of money for a guy who's going to then be entering his age 33 season, coming off of an injury-plagued year. Even if they entertain the thought of wanting to move on from Francisco Lindor, A, how much money would they have to eat? And B, realistically, what are you looking at getting in return? Because it's probably going to be some other team's bad contract that they're trying to unload, right?
I don't know about that. I think Francisco Lindor, I'm not putting too much into his numbers this year because there hasn't been a precipitous drop-off. I still think he's 31, going to be 32. No, 32, going to be 33.
Correct.
By November. So by the end of this season,
he'll turn 33 in November, right.
I still think he has another 2 or 3 years of highly productive years remaining. Like if you're the Mets and you're willing to eat the final year of his deal, maybe, I think there's a team out there. I mean, Francisco Lindor tied a career high last year with 31 stolen bases.
Right.
He hit 30-plus homers last year. Did that also tie a career high, maybe? I think it was pretty close. It was 30, 31
Not sure.
also. But he was in that range. Like, he was on his career path last year. Like, that was what he's become as a player. Like, I think you can get that for another 2 or 3 years. Maybe his defense drops off a little bit in like your age 35-ish year.
Well, especially playing shortstop.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be playing defense, but when you're playing a position
Maybe
like that.
maybe he ultimately evolves into a second baseman. But, like, I still think there's a lot of value in Francisco Lindor, especially if you're willing to eat some of the money. However much you're willing to pay is the more you'll get back, right?
Right.
And Steve Cohen has shown that willingness. Who did he trade to get all those guys?
Well,
who did he trade, like, was it 2 or 3 years ago?
Verlander and Scherzer.
To get Acuna? Yes,
Yeah.
Verlander and Scherzer.
Right. Thinking that they were going to get better prospects. You know, Ryan Clifford is
but
still
he was
in the minor
willing
leagues.
to basically pay
Acuna's
for the
gone.
prospects.
Right. And you could do that again here, but this is a little bit different of a situation. Remember, those guys, you know, they only had, one more year left on their contracts, despite what they were getting AAV-wise. This is still a big
Well,
commitment.
Lindor's a better player than those guys.
Well, at this stage of their careers, yeah. But my point is like, if you called up the San Diego Padres, they got a couple of guys there who were kind of a similar ilk. Big contract still. Maybe in the case more so of, let's say, somebody like Manny Machado, right, who's over 30. Fernando Tatis Jr. is a little bit younger still. But, you know, if San Diego now wants to move in another direction and free up some salary and kind of reload, because remember, Padres now have a new ownership situation there. I think that's the type of return that you would realistically be looking at if you were going to entertain those. Look, sometimes, and you know how it is, in sports, you make a trade for the sake of making a trade just because, like, you need to change things up a little bit, right? And thinking that you're going to be better for it. San Diego might feel that way. I'm just speculating, right? Like, San Diego might feel that way. Mets might feel that way. Both guys on each team can benefit from a fresh start. Like, maybe that's their thought process. Because right now, whatever the hell they're doing, you know it ain't working for either team.
Well, here's the question if you're a Mets fan. Like, are you trying to win in the next 2 or 3 years, and do you think Francisco Lindor is going to you need him to do that? Because, look, money we see is not the biggest obstacle for the Mets, right?
Correct.
So if you have that on your payroll, like, don't you want him to try to win the next couple of years? Like, maybe you're not winning this year. Next year seems like a stretch, but like in 2 years, is Francisco Lindor part of that plan? And is Steve Cohen willing to say, oh, we're basically going to do a mini rebuild here? Which I think the answer is probably no, isn't it?
No, there's not going to be a rebuild. Definitely not.
They'll never call it that. Let's say a reload.
Retool, all those things. I can't see that happening.
So, to me, it's probably, you'd say it's unlikely that they're going to trade him then.
Well, for example, look at what David Stearns felt was necessary last offseason.
Mm-hmm.
You traded away a foundational homegrown player in Brandon Nimmo, popular player, who still had the contract. That was the contract. He still
foundational is so funny to me with that guy, but okay.
No, but he was a core member of the team. He was the longest tenured player at that point. And he wasn't bad. I mean, he wasn't a bad player, but he still had, I can't remember the exact number of years on it, but it was a prohibitive contract.
For sure.
Marcus Semien, despite the fact that he was an older player and maybe the production was declining the previous couple of seasons, another bad contract they took on in exchange. Now, that one, unfortunately, neither side is benefiting from that one because they're both having poor seasons. And last time I looked, Nimmo was banged up. It would have to be something along those lines. Like, it's like our problem for your problem. Like our bad deal for your bad deal. That's the type of business that has to be done. And again, this is a different conversation for another day. Also, we don't know what the parameters are going to look like business-wise for baseball. Hell, we don't even know if there's going to be a next season. You know what I mean?
That's true. But here's, I think, the bigger question with Francisco Lindor. And I know people who know people, and I've heard some things about like the relationships in that clubhouse and everything over there. And from what I heard is all the guys they don't gravitate to Lindor. They gravitate towards Juan Soto.
It's not even a gravitate. Well,
that's what I heard.
No. But Benj and Ewing are like, and Soto loves those guys. Soto has taken them under his wing. And you hope that for the next 5 years, the Mets outfield is Soto, Ewing, and Benj.
I think there's more to it than that. Than just, they gravitate to Soto. We have to start looking, okay, and I heard, maybe the guys there don't love Francisco Lindor.
Right.
Not that they don't like him at all, but he's just not the guy they go to if they need advice or they need things. They'll go to Soto before him. And you have to think, okay, let's start putting the pieces together over the years.
What kind of advice? Like dinner advice? Like, hey, I just met this girl, I got to take her out, a nice spot. Like,
I struck out 17 straight at bats. Maybe I should, what do I do here?
Not a Yankee.
How do I handle myself as a wrong team? Okay. No, but seriously, we have to start looking at the pieces here. Is he a guy you want? Because I know they don't want to make him the captain, but he's well-liked by the fans. He's been there a long time. He's a key voice in the clubhouse. Is he one of the guys you want to build around? We know his relationship with Soto. They admitted that. Wasn't great last year. Start putting the pieces together. That's not the only thing, Dan, right? Who did he almost fight in the hallway? McNeil. Yeah. I was thinking Daniel Murphy. McNeil. There was things with Nimmo you heard at times that there was a little back and forth between them. Like, you start adding all those things up.
Alonso.
Yeah. Maybe there is something to it. Maybe he's not the guy you want to really build around. Because as much as I don't think Brandon Nimmo is ultimately a foundation piece as a player, like Francisco Lindor is a foundation piece as a player.
Right.
Do you want that as one of the main voices in your locker room? If you don't, that's the scenario where I see where if you're the Mets, you move on from Francisco Lindor now and you try to get as much as humanly possible for him.
The problem is that, unfortunately, since he's been here, there's been more bad than good. And I'm not talking about with him. I'm just talking about with the team as a whole.
You're talking about team results.
Team as a whole.
Yes.
You know what I mean? 2022, that year with Buck, when they won 100 games, which is still amazing. You forget that they won 100 games. But then they got bounced in the first round. Okay? Didn't work out. You mentioned some of those off-the-field things you heard about. He was fantastic. Take nothing away from him 2 years ago. He was fantastic. He was the runner-up in the MVP. He was the leader of that team that made it all the way to the NLCS. But if you take now, this is 6 years. 6 years of inventory. That's a long time. And it's been a lot more losing than winning and a lot more disappointment than success. Maybe you look to change things up because at one time or another, he was your franchise player. He was the face of your franchise, him or Alonso or whatever. But he's not anymore. the guy who's in left field is, and the guy who's under contract for 13 more years is. He's not going anywhere. He's 26 years old, and he's a generational hitter. Might win an MVP this year. So, and apparently with all the other stuff that's surfacing, you might not have room for both of those guys much longer.
You're talking the economics of baseball. Yeah.
Economics of baseball, and whether or not, look, like maybe it's time to just change things up. Like you walk around, you want to change the look of your living room. Maybe you're going to move a couch here to the other side of the room or take a chair or put a carpet, something like that. They tried to do it last offseason. David Stearns, in all of his infinite wisdom, he tried to remake the clubhouse and remake the roster in one offseason last year, and it blew up in his face.
Big time.
So what's your next card to play now, right? Think about it. You gutted the roster. You fired the manager. What's your next move, Ace? What do you do? Because it's to me, the problems now are so bad and they run so deep, it's not just one move is going to fix everything.
So as a Mets fan, do you want them to, you think they should trade him?
I wouldn't mind it. What are you missing out? Like, what are you getting nostalgic
Well, when
over?
there has been good, he's been at the center of it. Right? A couple years ago when they made the run to the NLCS.
Right.
Huge part of it. I mean, he was probably the number one piece in there.
Right, big hits, clutch hits. I mean, in the playoffs, the grand slam against Philly in the second round. Absolutely. I'm not taking anything away from him. He was fantastic 2 years ago. And I know that people look at the All-Star game and they go, ha-ha, whatever. But, like, I keep coming back to this as well. Say what you want. If you really are this, like, special franchise superstar player and all this other stuff, he's been a Met for 6 years. He's made one All-Star team. Like, how many guys around baseball, if you, like, are in this elite category, you've made one All-Star team in 6 years? Like, something's off there. And I know it's the All-Star game. I get it. Who cares? But still, if you're that good, you should be either getting the free pass that the fans vote you in as a starter every year.
It is kind of weird.
One All-Star game.
I'm trying to think of why.
Well, because he wasn't having good starts to the season, and
That's true.
he was being left out.
There's Trey Turner, who's been a really good player.
Whatever, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And the year that he had his best year when he was the runner-up in the MVP in 2024, he didn't make the All-Star team because he struggled for much of the first half.
In the second half of the year.
He was great in the second half. Like, that's what the funny thing about it was. Like, so last year, or 2024, Mets had a top 3 MVP guy, didn't make the All-Star team. Last year, Soto, top 3 MVP guy. He finished third in the MVP, didn't make the All-Star team, which was ridiculous. But there's problems with the team. I mean, putting it mildly, there's issues that they have to fix.
38 and 54 for a reason.
For a reason. You're listening to DiPietro and Rothenberg on WHSQ, WCBS FM, HD2, New York. All right, couple of things here. Number one, we got to light up those phones at 800-919-3776 because we're going to play Stump in a matter of moments. But while we await the fans to call in with their questions, here was our good friend Buster Aloysius Olney, who was on with us a couple of days ago. And remember we asked him that question? Will the Mets shop Lindor?
I think at this point, you're open for anything, right? The question's going to be, with the potential of a salary cap going forward, would there be another team that would be willing to talk about taking on that contract and having that big of a deal on your payroll at a time when spending is going to be restricted? And on top of that, Lindor can control some of this. And my sense of when that came out last week with Cohen talking about the relationship between Soto and Lindor, I know those two guys, neither one of them, it's not like when you were around the clubhouse last year, like it was these two guys were fighting with each other. They just weren't best of friends, and they probably didn't talk that much. I think now they're in a better place. That is not as much of a driving force as it was, but at some point, you are going to have to manage your payroll. That's why last week when Cohen came out and talked about, yes, I'm really concerned about 2027 because we already have huge financial obligations. And how do you get better off of what we've seen this year? How does that trajectory change? That's a really difficult path to identify right now.
Say what you want about Steve. I don't know. Do you have $18 billion? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I might have to go. I'll go count later. I'll let you know.
But if you do, if you invest this many resources into a baseball team, and in this case, close to $400 million, and this is the product that you're putting out there, isn't that even going to give you pause a little bit? Like to where, like, if you come back the next year, are you going to say, you know what, do I really want to have a payroll that high? Because it's not necessarily guaranteeing me the results that I want. you're going to take a long, hard look at things. So I can't sit here and tell you with certainty, especially given the economics of baseball with the CBA and where it's going. How do we know the Met payroll is going to be as high next year as it is this year? We don't.
The changing economics of baseball definitely gives you hesitation. It does, of where you go here. I don't know. I just don't see Steve Cohen wanting to do it.
I think
it would have to be an offer that blows them away, which with that money, who's really going to do that at this point?
Look, from everything that I know that Lindor is extremely close to the owner and his wife, Steve and Alex. Like, great relationships. Okay, so there's that aspect to it, number one. Secondly, we heard Buster talk about the Soto Lindor thing. You've heard the same things. I've heard the same things. They're coexisting, right? They're coexisting at work. I don't think everybody, and this works the same way in any locker room, football, whatever, baseball we're talking about in this case. I don't think everybody has to be buddy-buddy for the results to go out there and manifest themselves on the field. I don't believe that. You can have a healthy working relationship. It's no different than here. Like, you're going to be closer to some people than others, but you can still coexist.
McNeil and Lindor were fine. Like, I mean, yeah, they might not have liked each other, but they still both played and performed for, that's not.
And had success.
Yeah. It's not like you can't win and succeed that way. I do think you need I don't know if you want any of these guys ultimately being your leader, and so you need one of your more substantial players being the voice that is your leader, which they probably don't have now, but I don't know. That has to be like an organic thing, in my opinion.
I agree. It's got to be an organic thing. And number two, let's face it, the results on the field are what's going to bring about any sort of change whatsoever. Remember, if the Mets didn't crash and burn last year down the stretch, I don't know what's happening now. Like, the headphones are coming off, the hat's coming off, the sweatshirt's coming off. Is everything all right? Is this like remember, you're on camera. Everybody can see this, so it's not like.
I didn't take my shirt. I didn't take my shirt off.
I didn't know
I'm
what
sitting
you
here
were doing.
bare-chested.
I thought you were going to join
it's hot.
the
It's
Tarps Off
It got
Club.
really hot.
Okay. That's good. You're good? You good?
You have to point out. I mean,
Ray, he forgets there's cameras.
I'm gonna talk about his capri pants the whole next segment right now.
No, we got to do Stumped. One after that.
Next segment.
No, but what I was saying, if they were winning on the field, if they did not crash and burn down the stretch last year, they wouldn't have made all those changes to the roster last offseason. If everything was hunky-dory now and you were winning games now, we wouldn't be talking about trading anybody, right?
Yeah, but they are. And now you have to figure out what's the best path to being successful. And is it with or without Francisco Lindor? And to me, the only way you say it's without, it has nothing to do with performance, because I'm not going to make too much of an injury-plagued season that he's had this year, even though he's going to be 33.
Right.
It's, do you want him to be a part of your leadership committee and in the clubhouse? If the answer is no, that's the only way you move off him. And if you tell me he's close with the owner and his wife, I find it hard to believe that they're going to come to that conclusion.
But I don't know if that situation has changed in any way, shape, or form from, let's say, like when they all first started working together.
I get it. But with the economics of baseball, his contract, what you would get in return, like Buster said, yeah, he thinks they would be crazy not to, basically. And if a huge offer came in, they would, you would have to think about doing that. The problem is, are they really getting a huge offer for him, considering where baseball's headed economically?
No, but you might get yourself a good player in return. Maybe it just needs a change of scenery, like one of those guys in San Diego. Like, it wasn't that long ago. Remember, Fernando Tatis Jr., I know that he's had his issues off. Fernando Tatis Jr. was thought about as being like, an MVP caliber player as soon as he came into the league, and like one of the faces of the game for like a decade plus. Like, there's still talent there that maybe could benefit from playing someplace else. I don't know. But the contract is still something I think that bears some weight, because if you have an opportunity, if some team is going to suddenly just out of nowhere pick up the phone and say, hey, David, hey, Steve, whatever, how about we try to take that Lindor contract off your hands? Like, if you can find an out from that now, they would love to. They would love to. 6 more years at that kind of money. Like Brandon Nimmo, I'll give you the contract. While it's not Lindor's, going into
$20 million a year, basically,
for 5 more years. That was going into this year. 5 more, and so that's what it more. I think even than a baseball decision, it was more a contract. Let me get out from the contract, because I know the last 3 years of that Nimmo deal are not going to look good, of where he is in his career and what the production you're going to get in return.
But Brandon Nimmo, while you consider him a foundational piece, he's not the level of a player that Francisco
nobody
Lindor
said he was.
is. You know,
Nobody
like,
said he was.
So that I'm saying that changes the decision a little bit. To me, it's not as much, let's get rid of this contract. Because if you're going to win, you need to fill that spot with another high-level player. And Francisco Lindor, hitting, fielding, ability to do things on the bases, like he helps you win more than Brandon Nimmo.
No,
who
totally.
Isn't a great fielder, doesn't run, doesn't steal, even though he sprints to first base for absolutely no reason. Different caliber players. Completely different caliber.
But it was a contract for a contract. That's what I'm saying.
I understand.
So that's what I mean. Like if you have a match, because Marcus Semien.
But you could fill that gap you should be able to fill that gap for Nimmo a lot easier than Lindor, a player like Lindor.
Right.
That's my point.
But Semien, remember, underperforming, regressing the last 2 years, 3 more years on his
deal. That was the wrong guy to do.
25, but he was a good clubhouse guy, veteran leader, all those things.
He can field the ball.
Run prevention. Run prevention. And nothing has worked out.
No, that's awful.
Look, it's a conversation that's not going to go away leading up to August 3rd, and then certainly leading up to potentially the offseason, whatever the offseason is going to look like. Because come December 1st, baseball's getting shut down. For how long? That's the question that nobody has an answer to. All right. You ready? Are you confident? Are you of sound mind right now? You're refreshed.
I mean, I'm a little shaken because you keep taking like these little digs at me.
They're not digs.
You keep trying to.
I need to keep you on your
point
toes.
out anything I do that.
Listen, I have faith in you. That's why I'm like Bill Parcells. I'm pressing your buttons because I know what you're capable of. I know what you're capable of.
I'm ready.
Raymond, let's do it.
He's confident.
If I go 10 for 10, you have to reward me in some way.
Like sexually? He's humble.
Mike Trout is a pitbull on my ass.
He's well-informed.
We'll continue to update you on the Mets and the Yankees, both having today off.
He's Dave Rothenberg, and this...
Oh, God almighty. Now I dropped my phone.
...is Stump Rothenberg.
Wait, before we get into the Stump, did you take Tom Bauer up on the Starbucks coffee order?
You're going to make fun of my order
now? No,
now,
I'm not
too?
going to make fun of you, but did you?
Yeah.
Because Ray Dinahan, I just got a text from Ray Dinahan, he accidentally ordered 2 coffees, and he, offered one up to me just now. There's Ray. So, if there's a way to get a hold of Tom and be like, no, thanks, don't get me the coffee, you can have Ray's free coffee.
There you go. I had a special order.
Oh, it's a special.
That's for you. That's for you.
No, I don't want another. I can't have another coffee in the morning. No, then I'm not going to nap. Forget it. All right. It's Stump time. You know how this game works, right? People ask questions, we provide answers, or at least
Absolutely.
we try.
And I will help you with the logic to get to the right answer. We're going to go, as Dave said, 10 for 10, and they're going to owe us something.
Let's do it. We start off, as per usual.
Non-sexual, of course.
No, never. Andy and Merrick is our leadoff hitter here. Stump whoever it is. Andy, good morning, sir. How are you, pal?
Good morning, JR. Dano. We need a little redemption after last week's failed baseball question from you.
That's right.
Ready?
Let's do it, baby.
Ricky Henderson holds the all-time Major League record with 81 career leadoff home runs. Today's question is, who's number 2 all-time?
I like that question.
I remember seeing something earlier this year that Ohtani's already up there, right? In leadoff home runs.
That's why it's a trick question, because nowadays
Lindor also is a guy that comes to mind, by the way.
Aaron Judge has batted leadoff. You know what I'm saying? You've got it now, guys like that bat leadoff sometimes. I think Jordan hit it right out of the park, no pun intended. I'm going to say Shohei Ohtani. Is that the correct answer?
Not in the top 5.
Really?
It is current active player George Springer, number 2 all-time. There, guys.
You went very quick. We didn't really. We should have taken a little more time.
Should have thought of that one.
I did know that George Springer was up there. I believe he got there last year. And I remember that. He was on my fantasy team last year. Killed it last year. He had a big year.
UConn product, George Springer.
There you go. You don't get any points for that.
No, we get nothing. We get zilch. Damn. All right, let's say hi to Jared in Morganville. Another baseball question. Hello, Jared. How are you?
Hey, guys. Great job this week.
Thanks, Jared. What's going on, man?
Appreciate it, man.
You got it. Not too much. So which Major League franchise holds the unfortunate record of most last-place finishes all time?
They're a current franchise, meaning like they're not, one that was previous and then moved and all this other stuff. Like it's current.
They're currently a franchise. They could have moved throughout, the team's tenure.
Gotcha, but like it's all right. So think of it this way:
they're actively a team.
So ABA doesn't count.
ABA, baseball.
I thought we were talking. I was looking
baseball.
at Alex.
No,
NBA.
baseball.
Oh, baseball.
So
Okay.
think about this: if it's most last place
Baseball.
finishes ever, okay. At some point, you want a franchise that's been around for a very long time. So it may not be like in the current city that
It's gotta
they're
be like
in.
the White Sox or the Red Sox, something like that. Have been around for 100 years.
I mean, the
100+
Braves
years
were
now.
in Boston before Atlanta. The
Athletics,
the Philadelphia
Because
Athletics.
they
They
were
moved around and things like that.
Multiple stops.
Either of the Philly teams, I think, could be in this conversation.
Exactly right.
Ooh, the Philadelphia Phillies is a pretty good one.
Phillies went a long time without winning as well.
This is last place finishes.
Last place in their divisions, right? And obviously their divisions change over the years. Number of teams in them, weren't as many divisions. You think about a team like Cleveland that has not won the big prize in a very long time.
What about the Cubs?
That's what I'm thinking. Cleveland, Chicago, teams like that. I'll say Cleveland. What do you think, Jared? No?
With 36 last place finishes, the Athletics of West Sacramento.
Oh, the A's.
Wrong, Philly.
Good one.
36.
Think about it. They were so good in the 70s, 80s. But if you factor in before they got out to Oakland.
Yeah, the Philadelphia A's are definitely the one that probably had a large contribution to that.
I like that one. I like these questions. We're not getting them, but I like them. Patty's in Schenectady up next here on Stump. Hello, Patty. How are you?
We got to get
Good
one.
morning. I'm great. So I have a baseball question.
Yeah.
Last night, Ryan O'Hearn became the 5th National League hitter in the last 10 years to have 10 RBIs in a game. I want to know who the last American League hitter was. He did it against the Yankees.
The name I think
5
of
years.
is Mark Whitten, right? He hit was it 5 homers in a game?
Not 2007.
I'm saying, but that wasn't 2007, and that also wasn't against the Yankees.
Mark Whitten was in the 90s when he.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's
No, that wasn't against the Yankees.
I'm saying that's the 5 home run game that kind of sticks out to me the most.
So 10
That's
RBIs.
the one I remember.
Can help you out here.
Yeah.
You know this?
I did know it. A lot of times I'll ask for the question. I'll play along.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how or why I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
And Patty can tell you because there's no chance I had to look it up. I answered it straight away.
Mm-hmm.
It's not maybe.
Okay.
So, because I feel like we're playing as a group here.
Yeah.
And it would be wrong for me to let you go off the cliff.
Right.
And I
It's not an obscure guy.
No, not obscure.
Now, 2007, that was a Red Sox championship team. Okay.
Another nice player.
Nope, too early.
Would you like to know?
You're getting colder.
Sure, RJ.
Garrett Anderson.
Like he just recently passed away. God rest his soul.
Yes, he did.
I couldn't think of his name. Oh my! Why would I draw the blank? Patty, you magnificent. You know what? Good job, buddy.
Have a great day, fellas.
Thanks, Patty. Why did that's exactly who I was thinking of.
So I'm trying to help you. I'm giving you like little clues. I remember it being an Angel. The Phillies were the second. They had one less last place season. So I'm right there, but I can't get you over
Those
the finish
Angels teams were like kryptonite for the Yankees.
Yeah,
back then.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that was a good one though. All right, how about a little? Here's your NBA one. Let's say hi to Alex in Clifton. Hello, Alex. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Good, Alex. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, so kind of just a straightforward question. A lot of people know that Tom Brady is the oldest player ever to win the NFL MVP, but who's the oldest player to win the NBA MVP?
Kareem would be too easy an answer, right?
You got to think like old school guys. Like
that's what I mean. Like back in the day. Like this might even.
Michael Jordan actually didn't win a ton of MVPs.
Well, he won, I think, either 5 or 6.
Did he?
Yeah. To me, the options are limited.
I think this is a trick.
That was Kobe who didn't win a lot of MVPs.
Kobe only won 1.
Right, 1.
It's a trick. I think going back, like back. You know.
Yeah, I'm not that old, guys. It's just somebody that we've all seen play.
It was somebody. Okay, so we watched them play.
Like last 40 years. Yeah.
That's 40 years. All right, so he was already in the league a decade. It's not going to be him.
Barkley was the MVP with the Suns?
Yes, but he was already 10 years into the league. He was in his early 30s.
That's what I mean. He might have been kind of old.
He was in his early 30s because he came into the league in '84.
Yeah, but that could be the oldest guy to win MVP.
He won the MVP in '93. He wasn't like 18, like some of these other guys.
Stockton and Malone, they ever win an MVP?
It wasn't Steve Nash when he won his 2 MVPs. He wasn't that old.
Because Kareem hasn't won an MVP within the last 40 years. And he
was
probably
just generalizing.
And Alex probably never really saw Kareem play.
Did you ever see Kareem play, Alex?
No.
No, so okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely the next generation. It's got to be Barkley or Malone.
Why do I think it's somebody in the 2000s and I'm like whiffing on? Like that first decade of the 2000s, I'm like kind of completely whiffing on, like in my mind. And I'm going to glance over somebody. No, it wasn't. No. All right, which
Unless
one
you think
go
it's
with?
Kobe.
No, I don't think it was Kobe.
I don't know, your choice. I think Barkley or Malone. Probably Malone if you think about it, because he probably won it the year that they lost to the Bulls in the finals. They were getting up there at that point. He's probably mid 30s. Did he play till like 40?
Yeah, he was.
And he was playing with the
bad
Lakers.
Lakers. Yeah.
Gary Payton team.
Let's say Karl Malone, Alex.
The mailman delivers.
We got one.
Got one.
We got
Alex,
one.
good stuff. What year was that MVP?
98-99.
98-99. Okay, so there you go. Good job. Wait, so 98-99, that was the year after.
That was the first Spurs.
Correct. 98-99, that was after they lost to the Jordan Bulls.
Exactly.
So Jordan was gone
Barkley
already.
was only 29, by the way.
Only 29. Damn. All right, how about Chris and Bethpage, who was up next here? Big Giants fan, that Chris. Hello, Chris.
I am, and indeed, very quickly, can I just ask Jordan a big favor? My son and his buddy do a podcast, very successful, up in Buffalo, big Giant fans. It's called Giants Among Men. They've done 11 of them so far. Jordan, you don't have to answer now, but you guys have my number. Would you be able to maybe come on for like 20 minutes and on my son's podcast? He would love to have you.
Yes, he'll come on.
Tell him to Instagram me on DM me on Instagram.
I will. Okay. All right. Thank you. So anyhow, geography question. There are 2 states in the United of the 50 states that border on 8 other states. 2 states. That's the most. What are the 2 states that border on the most 8 other states?
Well, it's not
2
Alaska.
are tied for the lead.
It's not Alaska and Hawaii or Maine.
And
probably
Maine. There you go. Maine 1. Yep.
That border 8 other states. All right.
I mean,
Yep.
you should go with your thoughts on geography, not my strong suit, probably.
Well, think about California. It's a big state on the West Coast. It borders Oregon to the north, right? Nevada.
I feel like anything with the coast limits you.
No, it's got to be something in the Midwest, something like Iowa. It's got to be like surrounded by.
There's also one it's got to be like Kentucky or West Virginia.
No, I don't know about
or Tennessee. One of those that are just small, but they're surrounded.
You like Tennessee?
I like Tennessee for
It's
this.
an odd shape, right? Well, you like it, but like, how confident are you?
I'm pretty confident it's Tennessee. I'm trying to think of other states that it could apply to, but I know Tennessee borders a lot of states.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of
All
those.
right, for the sake of time, Tennessee is one of them. Can you name the other one?
Okay.
Oh, there's more than one.
Yeah,
we got to name two.
Yeah, there's two of them. Yep, they're tied.
I'm like blanking on the map.
And it's in that area too. It's in that area.
I'm thinking Kentucky.
Want to go Kentucky?
I told you not to go with me though in this topic.
Let's go Bluegrass State. Final answer.
The answer is Missouri.
Show me state.
Missouri and Tennessee both border on 8 states.
Did I just say
Dave
Missouri
that
at the end
question
because
a
I
long
was just
time
thinking
ago.
about it? I'm not sure if it came out of my mouth, but that was what I was just thinking about at the end.
Chris, good one. Appreciate you. That was a good one, though. I like the ones that make you think. These make you think. We're having a rough one today, though. This has not been our best effort.
We're 1 of 5.
I'm a little disappointed. RJ, what do you think? Do you think we should do one more, or should we do our little 5-pack?
Let's do a little 5-pack.
All right, let's see it, because we're a little bit on the clock.
All right, so since we have our friend Jordan here, how about backup quarterbacks of New York Giants history? But names you know. Names you know.
Are you kidding? That's hard. Backup quarterbacks?
This is a Ken Graham situation.
You can do this. And Jordan's there as backup. We start recent. Tommy DeVito.
We went to two different schools.
I'll take either.
We know them both.
Yeah.
Syracuse, Illinois.
Yep. Good start.
Blue and orange, both.
Good start. Colt McCoy.
Texas.
Yep.
Very good. Kerry Collins.
PSU.
Yep.
Justin
By the way, you said
I
backup.
thought you were going to say Dave Brown.
You said backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The guy was a starter in the Super Bowl.
Oh, we're starting backup quarterbacks.
Kentucky. Jared Lorenzen.
No, he said.
Well, you got Kerry Collins. We were starting with backup quarterback. Sorry.
Oh.
Another backup. Jesse Palmer.
Florida.
Oh, The Bachelor.
And Danny Cannell.
FSU.
See, that wasn't so bad.
Does a war chant.
That wasn't so bad.
Danny Cannell was a starting quarterback on a Giant playoff team.
I was waiting for the Ken Graham reference. I was really waiting
Ohio
for it.
State. Right?
I thought for sure he was going to throw in Dave Brown.
Duke.
Mm-hmm.
From Westfield.
Jeff Hostetler.
West Virginia.
Now we're turning it to Dave. We could just throw
Country
guys out there.
Roads.
Dave Brown still lives in Westfield. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen him out and about.
I've never seen him.
Supplemental draft.
I've never seen Dave Brown out and about. Then again, I forgot what he looks like. I'm sorry to say it that way.
Ray's like, if I don't see him with his Giant helmet on, I'm not going to know what he looks like.
Haven't seen the guy's face in so long.
RJ, I'd like that 5-pack.
Saying you were worried about it.
Yeah, you did great.
That was a good 5-pack.
You rallied for a nice 7-3 conclusion.
Oh, because of the 5. So you gave me cheap 5-pack
no,
wins.
It counts for Dave.
Oh, it does too?
Yeah.
Yeah, they always count.
I agree. That's cheap.
Oh, okay.
At most, you're going to get like one wrong.
You have any
right?
Jet quarterbacks, like backup quarterbacks? No?
You want a Brooks Ballinger?
Wisconsin.
He started, though, so at some point.
Browning Nagel.
Recently departed Browning Nagel.
Louisville.
Yeah. Poor Browning Nagel.
He was going to be the guy for like 1 year.
He had a great debut.
I just remember that Browning Nagel sung the national anthem that one time.
Number 8. Didn't he wear number 8?
Number 8. He was a gunslinger. Great game against the Falcons, Week 1, 1992, and South after that. All right, good stuff. 800-919-3776 is the telephone number. We still got a lot to do on this show. We're not slowing down yet. We still got the stuff you missed. We got to get back to the Yankee situation. And oh, by the way, how about another layer to the brilliance of one Jalen Brunson, which you might not know about? We're going to talk about that coming up next. It's GNR and for DNR, ESPN New York. And at 8:34, let's get a check on the roads and say good morning, Debbie Duhame.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Jordan. Good morning, company. Well, things are not hunky-dory here on 42nd or 43rd. They remain closed between 2nd and 3rd. It's all due to the ongoing issues with that unstable facade column collapse. So 42nd and 43rd still closed between 2nd and 3rd. Watch for police department activity. 10th Ave here in town at 42nd Street. Slowing down on the Southern State Parkway West at 110 with a collision 22 eastbound of Bloy Street in Hillside. Ongoing repair work sponsored by RockAuto.com. Grinding and squealing your signs. It's time for new brakes. Skip the hassle of searching for the right parts and shop RockAuto.com. Find trusted name brands at lower prices and have them shipped directly to your door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. I'm Debbie Duhame, 880 ESPN New York.
Hey Yankees fans, gather a group of 10 or more and take advantage of our 2026 Yankees group ticket specials. Whether you're getting together with family and friends, organizing a fundraiser, or entertaining clients, your group will love bonding over the Bronx Bombers. Start planning your 2026 group outings today. Log on to Yankees.com/groups. Call 212-YANKEES or email us at groups@Yankees.com. That's 2026 group tickets. Call 212-YANKEES or visit Yankees.com/groups today.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
In this business, time matters. You're always looking for ways to be more efficient and stay ahead. We all have our own time-saving hacks. But if you're a business owner, how can you save time hiring? The answer? ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first. Save time and meet great candidates sooner with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
I'm one of the dopes that's sitting here 10 days ago saying, it's the American League. This league stinks. And it does. It does stink. And they very well may be in a position to win it anyway. It doesn't make me feel good about going forward.
But if you're losing, what does that say about you? If the American League stinks, you're getting your ass kicked in it, what does that say about you right now?
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
You guys think Dan's going to come back here?
I mean,
or you think he's going to stroll in, what, like 20, 30 seconds after we start back up?
Are we coming back?
Here comes Dan moseying in. Look at this. Strolling in like he's on vacation, walking like 1 mile an hour, no rush, no urgency.
A lot of developments during that commercial break, like just in terms of like the station as a whole, like that we had to tend to out there. A lot of things.
Sounds like an excuse. I mean,
Ray Dinahan getting like free coffees thrown his way by the good folks over in Dunkin', which I still
Is it
don't
the
know.
right thing to give it back if they give you 2 and you
know what?
order 1?
That's an excellent question, and I never even asked that to him. Like, what's like Scout's honor? Like, what are you supposed to do? Because it's more commonplace that they're going to mess up your order, like the contents of it.
If it's a special order, then, they don't want it back because what are you going to do with it at that point?
Right, but instead they gave him 2 coffees, and he only got charged for 1. And that's why he texted us and said, like, hey, you want the extra coffee or whatever?
I think you just tell them they would tell you to keep it anyway.
I'll keep it anyway. That's our gift to you.
Well, if you
Okay,
have
great.
oat milk or whatever, people put all these crazy things in their coffee.
Right.
Like then it's going to be hard to find an exact replica order.
Did you see the Jalen Brunson news?
I heard about it.
And isn't
I heard
it?
about it.
I mean, not that we have to sit here and wax poetic any longer about Jalen Brunson and what he has meant to the Knicks and what he accomplished and proving all the naysayers wrong and all of that other stuff, right? But now, in retrospect, when you find out that he underwent surgery on his left wrist, okay, he was playing through the injury during the run to an NBA championship. And mind you, he is a lefty. That is his dominant hand, dominant wrist. And yet he still went out there and played the way he did.
Went at the Defensive Player of the Year, by the way.
Went at the Defensive Player of the Year, who's French, by the way. Okay? And he still was able to do that with a bum wrist.
It's
the legend grows.
The legend grows.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
It's pretty amazing. Like when I first heard, he had surgery, and you're like, it was probably on his right wrist, right?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
By the way, Jason Tatum on right now on Good Morning America.
With a horse.
Yeah, there's obviously a story behind it in his relationship with a
horse.
kid. But at the same time, hearing what he has to say about the trade is pretty interesting.
I'm pretty sure that's happening.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. We'll have quotes from him on ESPN.com within the half hour.
But not for nothing. Is Sam Champion going to ask Jason Tatum about? Do you think Sam? Ray, please, Ray, please. You mean to tell me Sam Champion knows that Jason? You think that he thinks Jaylen Brown's still on this? You think Sam Champion?
Am I talking to Dan Graca
Sam
or Mad Dog
Champion
right
wouldn't know if Jaylen Brown who he was if he fell on him. That's my bad dog.
Well, dog.
I think it's actually pretty good.
I think it was pretty good.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know if you had, Michael Strahan might ask him the question.
The Civil War officially ended at Appomattox. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then, of course...
Appomattox.
Michael Strahan and Robin Roberts are also sitting there.
Yeah, they're sports people. They'll ask a question, but I don't think Sam's asking him a question about Jaylen Brown and the off. What do you think about? How about? I'll even take a. What do you think about Giannis going to Miami? Like something. And how open is he going to be? Let me tell you. Were you the one that said it earlier in the show about the Eastern Conference? We were talking about it off the air with the Celtics and all that stuff. I still wouldn't. One thing I've learned.
You won't count out the Celtics?
I'll never count the Celtics out. And last year was another reminder. I know they fell short in the playoffs, but look at the regular season they had. When they raised the curtain on the playoffs, most people respected the hell out of the Celtics and what they possibly could have done in the postseason. I mean, Ray's old enough to remember. Right, Ray? That second-round series against the Knicks was staring them right in the face, in all probability, right?
Yeah.
And things weren't trending in the right direction.
No, we're not.
So there you go. I mean, it wouldn't put it past, if the Celtics win 50 games this year plus, I would not be shocked at all.
But there's a difference between winning 50 games and being a real title contender.
Well, by the time we get to the playoffs, we might be looking at them in a different vein.
They would have to add to their roster.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I still felt confident about the matchup. I really did.
Do you know how bold Ray was and how confident he was about the Knicks?
The whole time?
Even if it was looking bad. January when they lost 9 out of 11 or whatever it was.
I did waver a little bit down 2-1 to the Hawks, though. Not going to lie. I was very upset.
How could you
very upset.
How could you not?
I believe I was on the air here when they were floundering, maybe in December, January, during the break, and I had no concerns.
None.
No, I just thought it was part of the NBA regular season. And down 2-1 to the Hawks, zero concerns. There was 0% chance in my mind they were going to lose that series.
So let me
rephrase.
I still thought they were going to win the series, but I didn't like what I was seeing. Yes, they lost both games by a combined 2 points, and it was like, well, if they had just done this, it's I wasn't liking what I was seeing to that point, and it was like, hey guys, get your head out, like, what's going on here? And but then whatever they said to each other after that, it took effect because then they just started annihilating everybody in their path.
No, but what concerns you? Remember how it ended, right? Like they have Captain Clutch supposedly, and in games 2 and 3,
not supposedly,
they do. Well, right, they turned the ball over, didn't even get a shot off, and then the other one was an air ball. You know what I mean? And then it's 2-1.
Right.
C.J. McCollum was turning into like Trae Young 2.0 as far as the Nick Killer was concerned. Mikal Bridges was benched the entire fourth quarter, and we had I'll never forget this. Never forget this. I texted him the afternoon of Game 4. Game 4 was a Saturday.
That was the NFL draft first round.
Correct. I texted him on a Saturday because, remember, for a couple of days, the Knicks were making everybody twist in the wind. Were they going to make a change to the starting lineup? Because Bridges, remember, he was benched in the fourth quarter. And if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? Like, that felt to be the obvious move. Mike Brown did his pregame media availability, like, an hour and a half before Game 4, would not announce who the starters are. And he was like, you know what, we'll put a starting 5 out there, and you'll find out when the game comes.
Which, to be fair, he always does that.
He always does it, but, like, I took that as, man, you know what? If I thought it was like, boy, if they got to resort to gamesmanship against Atlanta in round 1, like, that's not a good sign. And I remember texting him that. And then a funny thing happened along the way. They rattled off 13 straight wins.
And out of that, Mikal Bridges was a big part of everything.
I'm a huge Bridges supporter. I think the people's perception of Bridges is crazy. He never misses.
It is.
No, I thought it always was.
I mean, it was.
He's an inconsistent offensive player, right?
Right.
But you just want to gloss over that he's awesome on defense. He plays every minute. He never misses games. Like, he is a good player. He's not a great player in the NBA. He's a really good player. The idea that, like, people love Deuce McBride, and they're like, we need to play Deuce McBride more, and they don't like Mikal Bridges. They're not even in the same stratosphere.
So if you play Deuce McBride to that level, you'd find people that would turn on him to the same vein. So I got 2 points on that. But with Mikal Bridges, excellent, as you said, excellent defender, excellent outlet guy. He starts the fast break. He moves the ball down the court. Excellent free throw shooter. He gives you what you need as your 3rd/4th guy because he's really kind of that guy. The other thing about it is, I think sometimes, are you doing a Rick impression right now? All you need to do is a little swirl, and you're good to go. The other thing about it is, like, sometimes we forget.
Define
that
the swirl, Ray.
Well, I could show you video at some point. But the other issue with Mikal Bridges is that I think sometimes people forget that these guys are human beings too, and everybody was coming down on that poor guy like during the hard times, not just this past year, but seasons prior, because of what they gave up for him, and then F them picks becomes a thing.
Exactly.
And then, like,
a lot of it has to do with the picks, and people make a lot. Oh, so many picks.
But how locked in he was for the run, and everyone points to that walk off from Game 2 in San Antonio where he's talking to Spencer over at MSG, and he's just completely locked in. We don't care. It's 0-0. We got to go get the next one. He's a big part of that, and then, like, the sheer relief, the joy on that guy's face, and in the moments when they finally won, and in the days after that, when he goes on IG and he's clearly
the
had
IG live was epic.
The joy during the parade.
Oh, when they were getting on him about taking the shot before. He's like, "You're taking shots at 9:30 a.m."
Shots.
I mean, Jose Alvarado saying he was going to be drunk for 8 days. So there's a reason that this was so enjoyable for everybody.
Look, you're happy. Obviously, you're thrilled that it happened. But, like, I, for one, and I was as critical as him as anybody, like, I'm not going to apologize for it because at the time, okay, the 5 first-round picks, they doubled down and gave him the $150 million extension on top of it when the production, even as a Knick, didn't necessarily warrant that. And, oh, by the way, like, here's the problem with Bridges. Like we said, he was a guy who came from a bad team who was like the number 1 scoring option on a bad team. Then you come to a new team where you're not number 1, you're not number 2, you're not number 3, and it's a good team. You have to find a way to make yourself useful. And I think that he went through some of those struggles along the way. You know?
I just think people, like, get blinded by that. They get stuck on the picks and the average, 20 points a game at one point. Like, you have to realize
there's only one basketball.
You have to have a realistic expectation of what he is as a player. He's an excellent defensive player. He's extremely reliable, and he does everything pretty good. He's just not a consistent shooter, an offensive player. That's not what he brings to the table.
And now he's a Knick legend. Bottom line. 800-919.
This morning, JB. Bad. Go bad. Wilma statue.
What was the song that he was crying over? Coldplay?
Oh, I forget.
It was a Coldplay song.
It had meaning.
It was a Coldplay song.
There was a meaning to it.
And he was like, no, he's like, I don't care what you say. He's like, damn,
Lost,
if I was
Lost is the name of the song.
He's like, if I was in the studio when they were recording this, he's like, I'd be in tears.
Go guard Wimbiana. Victor. The f***ing French Prince.
The French Prince.
I like the way he said, Victor.
Go guard Wimbiana.
That's great. We come right back. Big 9 o'clock hour coming up with RJ Stuff You Missed, the 3 stars. It is GNR and for DNR on ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
The 2026 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back, where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. Fan Week begins August 23rd. Experience the Mixed Doubles Championship on the 25th and 26th. And the U.S. Open Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 30th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. The U.S. Open. Spectacular awaits.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
All right, GNR and for DNR here on ESPN New York at 800-919-3776. Let's go back to the phones and say good morning to our good pal, everyday Edgar in Bloomingdale. Edgar, good morning, sir. How are you?
What's up, boys? You know, Colombia lost. They straight up. You guys warned me, you know, be careful for Switzerland. Don't sleep. I might have slept a little. I was planning for Saturday night. I didn't listen to you guys. I looked at the bracket. I'm sorry.
No, but it's bad luck. It's I'm actually not one of these people that look at it that way.
No, but I mean, Edgar, think about it, though, man.
Shouldn't look ahead.
You play 120 minutes, nobody scores, and it comes down to penalty kicks. You know, like it's basically flip of the coin.
And that guy, I'm sorry, you think I can't be Mr. Athlete, but you guys both make that wide open shot that our Colombian guy missed, right? It was right there.
The
goalie was out.
You would like to think.
It's harder than it looks. Yeah, but can we agree
Dan was a high school
now,
star, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Can we agree now that FIFA is rigged? It's definitely rigged, and we're going to watch anyway. That Egypt goal that got taken away was ridiculous.
Yeah, but then here's the thing, Edgar, and I know that it's not popular. I get it. We talked about it earlier in the show. They then still went ahead and got another goal on the board to reestablish a 2-0 lead. Is it too much to ask? Don't blow a 2-0 lead in the second half?
In the 80th minute, they should have played a little defense. Yeah, you can't blame it all on the refs, but that's what we want to blame it on. But
like Senegal, Senegal blew a 2-0 lead in the 80th minute to Belgium in the previous round, and Belgium got a new lease on life and then came and kicked our butts. So.
Yeah, no lead is safe, I guess, man. I mean, I don't want to say the World Cup's over for me because Colombia and USA are out, but I'm going Norway, man. We got to ride with Norway now. I don't want.
I think Norway beats England. I think Norway beats England in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
England can't lose.
Me too. I want Norway to go now. That fan base with the rowing and stuff is amazing. It's amazing.
I think that Norway's got the momentum right now. And Edgar, good phone call, my friend. I think Norway's going to obviously spell their doom against Argentina.
Obviously, watching that game, and the easy narrative to push and say is they want Messi, they want Argentina. I hate thinking that way. I like to think that everything's on the up and up. But let's be fair. In this situation, FIFA is not they haven't done a lot to help their credibility with the things that have happened with that organization over the years. It kind of makes it almost hard to argue. But for the sake of enjoying sports, I tend to not like to think that way.
No, and look at our game, and everybody's going to point to the thing with Balogun, thinking that would help us, keep the host country in it. And the numbers, RJ, what were the numbers for the U.S.-Belgium game? What was it, 30 million?
I think it was 30 million.
30 million, which was the most watched soccer telecast in the history of the United States.
But it was close to the game before.
Right, the Bosnia game got a lot too.
This one might get up to 50, but I guess because it was such a bad game, it didn't.
Look, people wanted to cheer. People wanted this team to do well. It didn't happen. But the conspiracy theories in this, I can't go there. Look, guys, Argentina almost lost to Cape Verde in the round before. and FIFA did, my God, anything short of them, like I said, some guy running on the field and tackling Messi, although Messi's bodyguard would have got him first. How is this going to happen? They almost blew a game to Cape Verde of all teams. There's more people in this office than live in on Cape Verde. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't go there. But the quarterfinals are going to be great. Even if you don't have a rooting interest, you got 6 European teams, 1 African team, and 1 South American team.
Do you think you would have scored that goal from that Colombia guy, that guy DeGrasse?
I got to go back and see it again, but problem is I disagree. You hear a lot of guys, the ones who do the stutter, the stop and start, I just think that completely thwarts your momentum. I know it's a gamesmanship thing with the goalie to see if you can get him to blink first. I just think go right at it. That's my ad. Just freaking go right at it and blast it. You know what's gutsy?
Did you take PKs when you were younger?
Not many. We didn't have those. Playing at that level.
Really? Half my varsity goals were PKs.
You know what's crazy though, and it makes sense. A goalie is going to guess, right? He's going to go left or right. He's going to go one way or the other. The dudes who literally kick the ball straight down the middle, even if it's in the air, because the goalie's going to move off his mark. That's gutsy to do. You better hope he moves.
To do that. I agree.
You got to hope he moves, but yeah, you figure if he's going to guess one way or the other, the middle's going to be wide open, and that's what a lot of guys choose to do.
I would never though.
It just
every time same corner, but it's hard because they have stats on these guys.
I know the people that are the soccer casuals and always want to dump on the game, why does the clock go up instead of down, and that crew. It stinks to be eliminated in a tournament in penalty kicks, especially yesterday's game. You play 120 minutes plus, nobody scores, and that's how your fate is decided. I get it. I totally get it. But you also can't have these games go all day and night. these guys are going to drop out there. There's a lot of moving around. All right, final hour coming up. We will regroup. We'll get back to the strikeout machine that is known as the New York Yankees. We'll also give you the stuff you missed, the 3 stars. Jam-packed Final 60. It is GNR and for DNR here on ESPN New York.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
The World's Game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2-up early payouts so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pregame, straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you'll instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the World's Game. Don't miss your shot at an early win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals, regardless of the final outcome of the match. Make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
Thanks again for taking me to the game, man. I can't wait to get in there. By the way, what's in the bag?
Oh, I bring my own hot dog and peanuts. Saves a ton.
Savvy. And what about the beach chairs?
Why buy seats when you can save big and bring your own?
We can't get in without tickets.
Tickets? What do you think the portable TV is for?
Don't save money pretending to go to the game. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Heat up your 4th of July at the Home Depot with our wide variety of grills under $300 and make every gathering one to remember. Give your outdoor space a glow up. Whatever your budget is, with savings on seasonal plants starting at $5. With the grill fired up and your backyard set to perfection, you'll be able to invite friends and family over to kick off the party. Start celebrating with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Prices may vary by store. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
ESPN New York is your home for the world champion New York Knicks. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
The bar for the Yankees needs to be contend for the World Series just about every year.
I'm confident in our approach.
Their approach stunk.
The guys are just not good enough.
I don't know if it's an approach. I think we got some guys clearly going through it right now, and we got to find a way offensively.
Even though they're a pretty good team and they're making the playoffs, but the goal for the Yankees should be contend for the World Series.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
That is live. That is the final hour of the show. Coming your way here on ESPN New York. Graca, Renan, GNR in for DNR on ESPN New York at 800-919-3760. Telephone number, Bart Carlin coming up in 60 minutes. Stuff you missed coming your way in about 15 or so. But the Yankees, not exactly good terms right now for this team. They plummet back to earth last night against Tampa Bay. Will Warren doesn't have it. The bats, again, don't show up. Again, the bats striking out at record numbers. How about to the tune of another 17 in back-to-back games? It really is almost hard to believe. 17 punch-outs again. And, look, I'm a little bit more understanding than you are. I think that's been established as far as, I know that there's injuries, and this lineup does not even look close to what they want it to be. But you still don't like seeing this team and the funk that they've been in for however many weeks now.
Yeah, that almost doesn't bother me as much as the big picture. about how it's more like an organizational thing. Haven't fixed the same problems. The approach stinks, and then you get Aaron Boone out there, front facing figure saying, "Oh no, I got no problem with our approach." You have no problem with your approach. You're to end the game. Trent Grisham's going down on one knee. Saw it from Anthony Volpe the other day. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like 17 strikeouts. Everybody's it's strikeout. Guys that are speedy guys like Jazz Chisholm and Jose Caballero, they're striking out, swinging for the fences like constantly, big monsters. Like, what? The approach just irks me to the core, and it makes you think, like, how are the Yankees going to fix it now? And to the point where Brian Cashman has to make a move soon, in my opinion.
I don't disagree.
I don't think this Yankees team is dead. I still like them. Their starting pitching is strong. Their bullpen should be good enough. Like, if they could get the lineup to where it needs to be, they can make a run at winning a World Series, at least making a World Series. But the lineup currently constituted is just a joke.
Well,
obviously,
you got too
no
many
Judge and no Stanton.
You got too many zeros right now in that lineup, right? And a guy like we talked about it earlier, Paul Goldschmidt, who by and large is a New York Yankee for the last year and a half. He's been good. He's been good, really good.
He was awesome at times, and especially earlier this year. He kept him afloat, which was great. But you're asking for, when you have to play him too much at this point of his career, then he gets exposed.
And that's why what is led to an 0 for 30 right now, which is, what are your other options? What are your other options? But that's what happens when you're missing so many key components to this team. You're asking guys to go out there, whether it's defensively to play out of position, offensively. I mean, you're not making a lineup. Take shots, whatever you want. I get it. But Brian Cashman, Aaron Boone, back in spring training, when they mapped out how this season was going to go, as well as every other Yankee fan out there knows, that they did not envision Ahmed Rosario to be your cleanup hitter. You know what I mean? That's not how they mapped out this thing to go. But based on the circumstances and who's available, unfortunately, he's your cleanup hitter.
Well, if they were banking on Giancarlo Stanton being healthy and playing, that's a faulty premise to build
that's
on.
A given. Right. That's a given.
So really the only one they're missing is who?
99.
Yeah, and it's obviously huge. It just shows you their success is just, we better hope he's healthy and hope that Aaron Judge carries us. Because without him, our lineup is terrible. Without Aaron Judge, this is reality. The Giants, it's the second time I did that this week.
Well, you're always around the Giants. That's the problem.
Just natural.
Giants are always on your mind.
The Yankees lineup is bad. And that's with Ben Rice developing into a basically borderline star.
Well, last night, look, Ben Rice he swung the bat well last night, but the majority of the time since Judge has been on the shelf, Ben Rice has also had a little bit of a step back, right? Because teams are pitching him differently, as they should.
There's so much more pressure on him. It's like, okay, you have to be the guy. That's almost an unfair situation to put Ben Rice. And it doesn't help that Cody Bellinger's in a little bit of a slump
in a
himself.
Funk too.
But I thought this even from the beginning when things were going well. And it only gets exposed once you start to have injuries, which are inevitable. And this is why as a Yankee fan, you were not happy. We're going to roll it back. Catcher, third base, shortstop, center field. Even going to the season, I said this. I thought you can't have four positions where I consider you being, unless Trent Grisham was going to do what he did last year consistently, which he hasn't throughout his career, you're going to have four positions where you're probably going to be below average hitting-wise. 4 out of 9 spots in the lineup. That's not sustainable. That's not the recipe for winning. The teams that have been having success in recent years, last year specifically, you got the Blue Jays, a deep top-to-bottom lineup, deep, actually probably 13 guys, 13 guys that you could put in the lineup that are good hitters. The Dodgers obviously loaded from top to bottom of the lineup. The Yankees just haven't had that, don't have that, and don't seem to want to fix it.
You're going to be facing a better lineup when you go to D.C. this weekend. That's a damn good lineup with those young hitters.
And on top of that, the Yankees lineup is not built for high leverage spots against quality pitching.
And you also had guys, let's face it, that you were hoping on breaking out a little bit more, the i.e. Jason Dominguez's of the world, who it's not happened. You know what I mean? That progression, that's not been there. Your catcher has taken steps backwards offensively.
He's unplayable.
Unplayable.
He's batting 155.
Is he ruined by the World Baseball Classic?
No, he's just probably.
What did the DR do to Austin Wells, Ray, in the World Baseball Classic?
Well, is Austin Wells known for his hitting prowess?
Oh, he had some pop.
He did have some pop.
Got some pop. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking him to be Johnny Bench.
Once the league got the scouting report on him, I think that's when they just
there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling. It is what it is. I'm not sure I'm going to blame the WBC for Austin Wells' struggles.
We can blame it on the pitchers, though, but not Austin Wells. We're going on the pitchers.
Well, those are other issues.
That's other issues.
I can't speak to them.
Trent Grisham, though, got the qualifying offer last year off of a career year. Nobody had any problem with it. Even though, what is it, $24 million?
Fine.
It's a lot of money, though, for 1 year. But he hasn't produced. That's the point. Like, he hasn't also, if this is team run it back, he has not run back the production that you got from him last year.
When he gets hits, they're impactful. So, but and see, that's the thing. I'm fine with Trent Grisham. If Trent Grisham is like one of your two or three worst hitters, and you're batting him seventh, that's what his role is. But with the lineup that the Yankees are throwing out, Trent Grisham's their leadoff hitter. He's their leadoff hitter, Trent Grisham. That's the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees with a 300. What is their payroll at? Whatever it is, bordering on
$3-something,
$400 million payroll, has Trent Grisham as their leadoff hitter.
It's not good. It's not good. RJ, can I ask you a question?
Oh, sure.
You support the Yankees.
Yeah.
You're frustrated with how things have been going lately. Like, you don't want this to happen, right?
Sure.
You know, he's all fired up. Like, he wants results immediately. You got a trade deadline coming up August 3rd. What's your level of concern right now in this team if you have a, 1 to 10 scale that things maybe won't turn around?
Well, I believe they will turn around. But my concern level for the season, in terms of making a deep playoff run, probably an 8. Wow. 8.5.
That's what I was going to say.
What's a deep playoff run to you?
Go to the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
So not even ALCS.
Go to the World Series.
Okay.
That's
Raymond?
That's the bar, I think.
I'm with you. I agree. I'm exactly with RJ. Ray's not even listening to us.
Your thoughts. Level of concern.
His head just snapped
the
up,
answer.
by the way.
How many times are you going to ask me this question? The level of concern is through the roof. It is what it is. They'll make the playoffs.
Ray's not a believer in them at all.
I'm not a believer in them at all.
His is probably
we
10.
know how this is going to end.
And I actually would put a lot of stock into what he says because remember he was spot on with the Knicks. He's got spidey sense.
He does. I would be significantly less concerned if you told me Aaron Judge was coming back in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, tell me what's going to happen with Judge. Tell me what's going to happen with Stanton. Then I can give you a little bit of a hint of optimism, but the issues are still going to be there.
Because
they'll still be
counting
there.
on Stanton is just not even realistic.
It's not smart.
It's
not
not
smart.
It's not.
It's not unless unless, and I don't know anything, unless they're slow playing and just saying, hey, let's get him back by mid to late August, let him tune up in September, and set him loose for the playoffs.
But the problem is even if it comes back in August, banking on him being healthy for all of September and October is lunacy.
It is it is
it's
unbelievable.
lunacy.
It's 2 months.
It's
It's 2
unbelievable.
months.
This freaking guy, like
Doesn't
how
matter.
he's always hurt, like always.
But
hurt.
when he's in the playoffs, he's their best hitter.
Get him in the playoffs, and he's your guy.
I trust him to get good at bats in the playoffs, but we can't trust him to be healthy. We just don't know with the guy.
I know it's bad right now. I do. I understand. That's why I say 8.5.
His elbows are useless, but he can't open a bag of chips.
But I do want to leave some room for the opportunity to sell you.
Anyone screw this top for me.
Oh, that was a bad report. Turned out it was clairvoyant. There was a lot of problems there. So I just want to leave some room for me to the opportunity to sell you. And I know this is a rosy picture and a lot of what ifs, but and I'm not the first to say it. Schlittler, Cole, Fried, and then you get Judge back. Stanton finds his way back into the lineup, and Ben Rice kind of gets things back on track. And maybe they address the bullpen, and you feel a little bit better about that.
Still needs to bolster
That's a lot of what
You
ifs.
can't
Well,
have
that's
that
the thing, I
many
think-
dead spots in the lineup in the playoffs. That's my number one
Well,
thing.
that goes back years, though.
You're getting.
There's always.
and it crushes him in the end, right?
I'm telling you,
That's why Ray is no home.
you're getting an impact bat. I believe it with every fiber of my soul. And I'm not talking about Aaron Judge.
You're talking about Ryan McMahon?
Okay.
I'm talking about you're getting
Ryan McMahon type
You're
bat?
getting an impact bat before August 3rd. I really and truly believe it. And I know that and most teams, and maybe even the Yankees, would look at.
They'll teach him to swing at the first pitch too.
No, that's the Mets. Impact bat.
Give me an idea
being
of
Aaron
level.
Judge. Like they could say, we don't have to go make a big splashy move because we're getting Judge back, and you're getting the best player in the game. Which on most cases that would be okay. But I think that they realize there needs to be more. And I think
give me
they're
a
gonna
level
go
of
get
player of what you think they're going to get.
Well, we already ran down the usual suspects.
No, but give me a level of player. Like, we're obviously Aaron Judge level player now.
You're getting an
Doesn't
all-star
exist.
caliber player, I think, in terms of a bet.
An
That's what you're going to
all-star
bring
caliber
in.
player.
And I don't know who that guy is. I have no inside information, but I just think, again, I go back to
like another Cody Bellinger type bat?
Sure, and that's more than sufficient because I think that the Yankees are smart enough, even though their fans hate the hierarchy. Yankees are smart enough to know that, guess what, guys? And this was another season that opened their eyes a little bit more. That window we talked about yesterday, it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Judge's baseball MVP mortality, the sands are going through the hourglass. Like, you're not going to have that forever. And now he missed half the season this year because of an injury. Like, they have to strike. You know, Judge, Cole, like, they're not going to be in their primes
Cole,
forever.
Fried,
Exactly.
Bellinger.
Exactly.
Like, none of these guys are 25 years old.
But if I was a Yankee fan, and I can't ask you guys to think the same way I'm thinking because I'm not one, right? But if I was a fan, you rattled off those 3 pitchers. And I still believe in my fiber that if you get me to October with 3 studs that I can count on every time I give them the baseball, I'll take my chances with that any day of the week in a postseason derby.
That's what I think we need to leave room for. I know it's bad right now.
And throw in a mediocre at best American League I'm asking you to find your way through.
That is true. But you remember how we started the year. And I remember Michael saying this on his show. How they were throwing egos and personal feelings out the window. They weren't going to worry about hurting players' feelings anymore. Well, if you get healthy and that comes back, you got to figure out what's wrong with Jazz. You got to figure out shortstop. You got to figure out third base. And if that means that sometimes people have to sit down, you remember Jazz threw a fit when he got benched? If Jazz doesn't turn around, are you telling me for sure he's going to be your second baseman?
You heard what
Starting
Buster
in important
said.
Games?
Buster's suggestion was to get Luis Ariz and move Jazz around. It basically make him a platoon part-time-ish player. Hey, you play well, we'll play you at this position, that position, maybe second base, maybe here. That was his suggestion.
Remember that suggestion that you were referring to there about Buster, and he brought up the Luis Ariz on this show a couple of days ago?
Mm-hmm.
That one you're talking about?
Yeah.
You mean this?
When the Yankees, when they're right by the end of the year, they're going to be okay in the rotation, I think. To me, the glaring need is in the lineup. And the perfect guy, I think, right now is Luis Ariz of the San Francisco Giants. You can call the Giants today and make a deal. And this is one of the issues at this time of the year. There are not many declared sellers. You know, I can sit here and other folks can sit and speculate on who might be available when it comes to July 31st. But as of today, there are just not a lot of teams out there saying, hey, we're willing to trade. And Buster Posey is the head of baseball operations for the Giants, made that call, 2 weeks ago, where he called other teams, said, we'll take offers on everybody other than Logan Webb and other than Bryce Eldridge and some of their young guys. Who's actually out there? And the thing about Ariz, I always have thought this guy is perfect for the Yankees lineup.
The thing about Luis Ariz, which is just amazing to me, is that he has been on 3 teams in as many years. Right? He went from Miami to where he was basically playing in front of nobody, San Diego, and then now the Giants. He's an expiring contract. He's making no money this year. He's not everybody's cup of tea. Not in terms of him being, he's not a bad guy, but he's not everybody's cup of tea. He's not an analytics darling. But you know what the freaking guy is? He's almost a .330 hitter with an on-base percentage of about .830. And I don't care where you got to put him. I don't care if he's your DH. I don't care if you got to put a first base glove on him, which, of course, they do at times, or play him at whatever. Make it work. I agree with Buster. You want an all-star caliber player? That's an all-star caliber player. And a guy who's not 58 years old either. He's not even 30.
Don't love that he's also left-handed. They're becoming a little too left-handed, but I'm not going to complain if they get Luis Ariz. And as far as what RJ was saying, even though I'm furious now, I'm also leaving the door open when they make a move and add a bat. I'll be back right on board saying this team can make a run and win and make the World Series.
Because just to remind everybody out there, okay, and I brought it up when I was talking to RJ, right? The American League right now, there are 2 teams in the entire league that are more than 4 games over 500. The Yankees and the Rays. That is it. So you could be looking at the 2 best teams in the entire league tonight and tomorrow in Tampa and what you watched the last 2 nights. Like, this could be a preview of the ALCS. I don't think it will be, but at least as far as the record is concerned in the standings, these are the 2 best teams in the American League. I still hold true that Seattle is the one you got to worry about big picture because they got pitching and they're going to add to their team before August 3rd.
But to sit here and make that your reasoning, like, well, everyone else stinks, like that's
no, but that's going to help you.
Yeah, but that's flawed logic. Somebody's going to play better. Somebody's going to add pieces. There's going to be somebody playing well by the end of the season. You just have to get your house in order.
Get your house in order.
That's the thing. Watching them now is frustrating.
Right. Get your house in order. But I'm not saying at all the American League stinks, and that gives you an excuse to just sit on your hands if you're the Yankees. Definitely not. And everybody, I think, acknowledges
it's more
that.
reason for them to be aggressive.
I agree.
It's the opposite, actually.
Last year, like they were, they made all those moves just like the Mets did, like on the day of the deadline, right? They were just like gobbling up like relievers left and right, like get everybody. This is a situation with the Yankees. Because of the opportunity that's ahead of them, I say you have to strike on the earlier side versus the later side. And next week, we hit the pause button on the season. It's the All-Star break. You know that a lot of conversations and stuff are going to be had.
As good a time as any.
Good as time as any. I'm not saying things are going to happen next week, but you do not have to wait until, August 2nd, August 3rd to sit there and completely reshape your roster, given the fact that you still are likely going to have a depleted bunch because you're not going to have Judge and Stanton back anytime soon. Bring in the reinforcements. You got too good of an opportunity you don't want to let slip through your grasp.
You add one, and I'll be Johnny Optimism here. You add that one big hitter, that significant hitter to the lineup, and then assuming you do get Aaron Judge back, I'm not even going to count Stanton. You're adding two significant hitters to the lineup. You all of a sudden take two spots right now that are basically dead and fill them with high-end hitters. You're a significantly better team. And just get your pitching in order for the postseason. That'll be key.
1,000%. You agree with that logic, RJ?
I do. I will admit that it's flawed logic what Jordan's saying, but that's why I say the bar is to get to the World Series. I didn't say win the World Series. I don't know if this is a world capable series winning team unless with that staff and they find some pop and they add an impact bat, as you said, Dan. Do I think they could win the World Series? Yeah. Is it on the board? Yeah. I don't know how likely it is, but yeah. But the American League being so flawed is not the reason for optimism as to why this team can win the World Series. It's the reason that they can get there. That's why that is the bar, though. With what you said, Dan, about the sand falling through the hourglass, and we don't know what baseball looks like next year, isn't that the reason you brought Trent Grisham back on the qualifying offer? 1 year, because you're all in on this year. As all in as the Yankees get. Brian Cashman never goes all in. He's not going to clean out the cupboard just for 1 year. But it feels like the way that was trending, this is as close as he's going to get to doing that.
I don't want to be like glass half empty guy or Mr. Negative because I don't know. And I really do think the sport itself and the people that run it on both sides would be absolutely moronic to blow up next season in any way, shape, or form, even if it's 20 games. I think they would be stupid. But we just don't know what the winter is going to look like with the collective bargaining. Because guess what? We've been barreling down this road for years now. And everybody was circling December 2026 that it was going to be D-Day as far as the bargaining table for Major League Baseball and the players. And you know what I mean? And there was going to be some sort of a work stoppage. To what extent and for how long? We'll find out. I hope it's not long.
It seems to be heading in the direction of there being a work stoppage and being a significant one. So,
and not for nothing. If there was
more reason to load up if you're the Yankees.
If there was going to be a work stoppage too, could they at least have done it in a year where there was a World Cup? You know what I mean? And like the Knicks were going to win a championship. Like this year would have been perfect for a work stoppage.
There's no year perfect for a work stoppage.
Next year we don't have anything. RJ, are you prepared? Are you well versed? You think in being able to provide information to all of us in terms of things that maybe we've missed?
I would love to do that.
He's so prepared. You know that
he really is the best.
He had his iced coffee this morning.
Yeah, mistake.
God, he's so.
When RJ tells you something around here, you better listen.
You better
I learned my lesson.
100%.
See, he doesn't mean that though.
All right, let's do the stuff you missed.
Now.
Walk up three-pointer. He got it!
See ya!
Score! Put it in the box!
The you missed.
Nice of you to say, but I don't think Jordan means that. I think Jordan is...
I mean it. I just have trouble following through and listening.
Jordan is a guy
but
who...
I should.
I know for your parking, by the way?
I did.
That's a nice reminder.
24 minutes
20
late.
minutes. I lost track of the time because we were having such a good conversation.
That conversation was about the Yankees being bad. And at the forefront of that right now is a guy I like, Paul Goldschmidt.
Good. This guy's good.
Who's in an 0 for 30 slide. 0 for 30. Overall this year, the Yankees have struck out 824 times.
Is that good?
To third most in the American League. Third most. If you're looking for a positive, the Yankees, who lost yesterday, they did have 11 hits. That is their first time getting double-digit hits in one game since June 17th.
Knicks were already champions at that point, too, right?
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Go Yankees.
Yep, lost 10 of 12.
Moral victory.
Back to being 4 back of the Rays. Good news, though, Ben Rice. He's in the home run derby. His dad's going to be the one pitching to him. That's nice. Sounds nice, feels nice. It's nice all around.
And where can you watch that home run derby if you wanted to watch it this year?
Is that a Netflix?
That's a Netflix. There you go.
So, Mets lose, but it was, I got to tell you, entertaining. Carson Bench with a 7-foot home run, which is something.
It was a 60 feet 6 inches home run.
A Little League home run at its best.
What are we doing?
Ray said it earlier. It might be the worst. You'd have to really do some homework here, but it's among the worst professional plays you'll see from it.
I put it all on Castiglione, Jack, the
For
first
people
baseman.
who are paid to play sports, that is about the worst you could put on camera.
I believe he's the only one that did not have an RBI for the Royals, who won 16-12 over the Mets.
And just because Lugo started, and it actually wasn't a terrible play. Like, he got off the mound quick and he threw it, and it was in the vicinity of the first baseman, and he just whiffed on it and then threw the ball to who knows where.
Who knows where, and who knows who Tyler Tolbert is? Well, you do now, because he tied the Major League record with hits in 12 consecutive plate appearances. Didn't do it all against the Mets, but he did finish 5 for 6. His first 5 plate appearances were hits.
Keith Hernandez, by the way, on that Little League home run, and he was obviously, Mr. Defense, Mr. Gold Glove. He was he
goes, oh my God.
Yeah, he just kept saying, oh my God, over and over.
That game was so poorly played last night, as you would imagine, 16-12 between 2 last place teams. Like, he must have had so many
well, there was only 3 errors, and I believe they were all on that exact play. The same play.
But just the how poorly the rest of the game was played. He's just
awful teams.
But the game went 3.5 hours. It never wanted to end.
Who was that crew in the outfield? It seemed like it was a camp trip or a high school thing. It was all
just tarps off guys.
Look like guys with their shirts off, like teenagers maybe.
Let's put it this way: you need some libations to be able to get through Mets and Royals. If you were watching it in person,
they want you to join them tonight, Dan.
No, I won't be there.
Tell you what, though, so you had Juan Soto homer his 20th, and A.J. Ewing 4 for 4 with a homer. He's found some pop lately, so good for him. You had Jorge Polanco back as well. Goes 1 for 4 with an RBI as the DH. Ronnie Mauricio optioned down to make room. Luis Robert continues his rehab, and Marcus Semien running at 80% intensity in the early stages.
How do they measure that?
Yeah,
Seriously,
I don't know.
Right? Does he have a running intensity meter in his hand? Is that a
20
thing
more
now?
percent to give here.
Can you measure that on the iWatch now or the Apple Watch, whatever the hell it's called?
You guys are behind the times. It's just GPS everything. What are you talking about?
80%?
Yeah, his top speed is 20 miles per hour. 80% of 20 miles per hour, he's running 80%.
If it's 81%, does a buzzer go off?
Yeah, it's like a speed limit.
Exactly.
He's probably running on the treadmill or the underwater machine.
So if it's 20, so if he gets to 16 miles an hour, he's now restricted, or his light starts strobing.
Yes, and they're gonna have to shut him down for 2 weeks.
Ryan O'Hearn had a day, set a Pirate record 10 ribbies against the Braves, 12-4 win for the Pirates. Some injuries to tell you about. Byron Buxton of the Twins. He got hurt against the Yankees. That's a hip. He was put on the 10-day IL, as was Pirates rookie shortstop Connor Griffin. Goes on the 10-day IL with a finger injury. Chris Middleton back with the Wizards for a second stint. It's a 6-team sign-and-trade deal. Lakers are still in their pursuit of Jonathan Kuminga. Kyle Lowry is 40 years old now. Retired with the Raptors after 20 seasons. Speaking of 20 seasons, returning to the Senators, re-signs and getting ready for his 20th season in the NHL, Claude Giroux. He'll be back. Little Wimbledon news. Defending champ, Jannik Sinner, withstands a lot of heat. It's hot out there at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
He's onto the semis. Novak Djokovic wins a 5-set thriller back in the semis. Coco Gauff beats Jess Pegula in 3 sets. She is in the Wimbledon semifinal for the first time. Naomi Osaka ousted, and Caitlin Clark has had that sore back. She's hopeful to return tonight against the Sparks.
Yeah, carrying an entire league on your back. That's going to happen.
That's right. That's it.
RJ, outstanding job. And you know what, though? Normally I would throw to the break and, encourage phone participation, that sort of thing. But before I even do those things, I'm going to give it right back to RJ. Because RJ is going to have to tell us something about, if you're kind of, I got this, very spiffy Portugal kit today, right? It's tremendous. Puma, they switched, they went from Nike to Puma for this World Cup. So now they're a Puma company. Excellent fit. But if I was looking for something like that or any other national team soccer gear.
I might need a Messi jersey.
You know, you might need a Messi jersey.
Where'd I go?
If Jordan were to maybe go on the prowl, RJ, and looking for some place to get said things and others, do you have any suggestions?
No, just one. Just one.
Okay.
Champ Sports Fan Central Station. So after I left here yesterday, I saw 2 different people wearing Messi jerseys.
Really? Was one of them Messi?
No, I don't think so.
On his way to Atlanta?
But it was a sign now. Because if you were waiting yesterday, because you're probably watching the later stages of that game against Argentina, you know what? Good thing I saved the money. I didn't go buy the Messi jersey. And then dare I call him the GOAT strikes. And now you're thinking, you know what? I can't miss out again. I need that Messi jersey. Well,
he was very emotional, too, yesterday.
Yeah, he was. Oh. There's only one place to get it.
Madre de Dios.
Champ Sports Fan Central Station. So it's at 125 West 33rd Street. It's right in the middle of the city. It's right in Midtown. It's a pop-up soccer shop. We talked about the Knicks earlier. They also have your Knicks gear. If you're still on back order, waiting for that stuff from, it'll arrive August 17th, you can go get it right now. It's all at Champ Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street. The soccer pop-up, they have all your Knicks gear, and it's where you need to be.
Beautiful. Love it, RJ. I'm going to run right there myself when the show is over, as a matter of fact, and you should too. 800-919-3776. The NBA offseason, we think like the big mover and shakers have kind of happened already and taken place, but there is still one big whale out in those waters, and where is he going to end up? We'll talk about that when we return. GNR, in for DNR, ESPN New York. And at 9:30, let's get a check of the roads, and we say good morning, Debbie Duhame.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Jordan. Hey, you're not barreling down the road here on the Belt. You're moving slowly eastbound Belt at Bay Parkway with an accident. Troubles on the LIE West at the Cross Island. It's a collision. Sunrise Highway West at Wellwood Ave into Lindenhurst, a collision. Southern State West at 110. Crash on the shoulder. Watch for delays. Merritt Parkway South exit 27 in Fairfield with a collision. And keep in mind 42nd and 43rd still closed between 2nd and 3rd. Sponsored by RockAuto.com. A failed truck can turn any drive into a rough ride. When it's time for repairs, Rock Auto makes finding the right part easy. Shop name brands at lower prices and have parts shipped directly to your door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. I'm Debbie Duhame, 880 ESPN, New York.
New York City, get ready as Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th, right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. With more than 500 athletes and celebrities, every major league, and hundreds of thousands of fans for the ultimate sports fan experience. Get your exclusive merch, rare trading cards, free photo ops, and a full tailgate zone all weekend long. Grab your tickets before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with a substitute, so you're still in on it until the final whistle. So if you're looking to get in on the biggest tournament in the world, now is your time. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right, if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with a substitute, so you're still in on it until the final whistle. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Hosting this summer? Reach for Milagro. Made with 100% blue agave and designed to bring out the freshest margaritas. It's the easy upgrade your guests will taste. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Please enjoy Milagro responsibly.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you have saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's Gusto.com. Gusto.com.
Hey, it's Wendy here. Are you looking to rebound from your high-interest credit card debt? A SoFi personal loan could help. Consolidate your debt with a SoFi personal loan into one low monthly payment, and you could save money on interest over time. And with as soon as the same day funding, you could hit the ground running ASAP. Apply today with no fees required at SoFi.com/debt-rebound. Loans originated by SoFi Bank. NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debt-rebound.
All right, GNR here on ESPN New York at 800-919-3776. We were talking about the Knicks a little bit earlier. Jalen Brunson had the surgery. All is right with the world there. He'll be fine. He's not going to miss any time with camp or anything like that. By the way, this is now official. This just came down, speaking of the NBA. Hey, Ray, did you see this? Our good buddy, Tim Bontemps. It's now official. Formerly of ESPN.
Yeah, he's with the Hawks.
Atlanta Hawks front office. He's a big shot now.
He was hanging out in our suite so many times this year.
Well, guess what? He ain't going to be hanging out in your suite anymore.
No more.
Multiple reasons, but specifically because but now he's part of the Atlanta Hawks front office, which you think I was implying right there. So congrats to Tim. Tim's a good guy. See, normally, like, people in the media, like they know more than you. They think they know. Well, now, like, he did know a lot because he's now in the front office. He's one of those guys.
Well, now you guys are friendly with a front office executive.
I mean, how many times was Tim on during the Knicks playoff run, for crying out loud? He was on a lot. He will be a strategic
That was opportunity
advisor.
for you to jump in, Ray.
I thought it might.
Not ignore Dan.
I thought it might be, but then I was like, oh, okay. This is. I'm gonna go. I couldn't.
Never
doubt.
You're always
you're
there on the
texting.
side of
It's
talk.
okay. You're texting.
I am not texting.
No, he's not.
I'm editing.
He's getting ready for 3 stars.
I got to tell you, Jordan is not afraid to just come in here and take the cage by both
Well,
hands.
I mean, you guys all ganged up on me before. We all know what happened.
You big time this several times.
You know what Jordan is? I'll tell you what Jordan is. And this analogy will hit home. If Jordan was a meter maid, he would be the guy standing next to the car, looking at his watch, like with the passing of every second. That, like, the second it goes past what the guy paid for, he's printing that ticket out.
Rules are rule, guys.
Wow.
Right? Jordan's grace period is you should have paid on time. That's what his grace period is.
You get a 5-minute grace period. I don't know if you know that around here.
Some people do.
It's past the time. It's past the time. I don't think Dan's wrong on this one.
Okay.
See? Yeah. Hey, look.
Lean into it.
If we don't have rules, we've got anarchy, right? If we don't have rules, we don't have anarchy. It's as simple as that.
I don't know what that word means, but I love it.
Look at the World Cup. Look at FIFA, right? You get a red card, you don't play the next game. If we don't have rules.
Somebody's got to keep things in order.
You know what? That somebody could make a phone call and overturn it. It's fine.
Rule.
Okay?
Ray, that's the rule, right?
Okay.
Red card, you don't play.
It was me. I made the phone call. I changed everything.
People, even like back into high school, people used to say that. Like, if you want like a reality check, even if it's a harsh reality, I'm probably your guy. Call.
Like to uphold the law.
No, just to be honest about what's going on, even though if it's not flattering.
Jordan would be like would be an outstanding like small town sheriff. Like everybody would uphold the law.
No, he wouldn't be a small town guy. He'd look down on all the patrons of the town.
Well, you know what I mean. But he would uphold the law.
Yeah.
I think he would be very personable. Like he'd be everybody's friend. But he would also know if you want to jaywalk,
jail.
Jaywalk, before one of the 2 traffic lights that we have in our small town.
Going to the slammer.
You're going into the slammer.
Yeah.
The jail that holds maybe 2 people tops.
See, none of this bothers me except that RJ thinks I feel like I'm better than everybody.
I don't think
I don't like that. That part of it I don't like. Everything else I don't really care about.
I don't think you feel. I think in your mind like you have ascended.
RJ he gives you these little digs. It's not even little. He gives you massive digs, but in a very nice way, so that it doesn't seem like it's massive.
RJ, if you do it with a smile, everything is okay.
Jordan, he's been dropping hints all week, even earlier in the show. I pick up. I listen to everything. I pick up on these things.
He wears headphones.
If you do it with a smile, you more have to get a swing taken at you, honestly.
You know what I should have done? In retrospect, when I brought up that I can't see, I should be like, look, we can't see little RJ over there because he's so short I can't see him over the computer.
It's this koala.
Should have went that route if I knew you were going to be picking on me like this.
This koala's in the way. That's why. But even earlier,
Also the Wally duck.
when you asked him about
That's what I thought he meant. Yeah, I never noticed the koala. Why is there a koala bear
Who
there?
knows?
I think that's a transplant
I don't
from the
even
old
see
place.
that. See, that's blocked from my angle.
So when you were talking about sleep with Jordan, and he goes, "Now I don't sleep great anyway. I have important people texting me at 1 a.m. sometimes."
Never said that word.
No, you did.
Important.
You implied.
Maybe he didn't. I don't
Never
remember.
said that word.
There was an implication.
Come on. There's no way it was implied. The word was never said. I said it's part of my job, is what I said.
Well, who's texting you that's not important for
a
your
lot
job?
of people. A lot of people that are not important text me. Most people that text me are not important.
So that's not nice either. Then
Think about that. Think about that. RJ, you know what RJ has
He's
you
ruthless.
like backpedaling
He's
up against the wall.
He's ruthless right now.
RJ has you on the run.
Ruthless. And then he laughs to make it funny. Like, yeah, I just buried you alive.
Wow.
Now I'm just going to laugh and
RJ,
chuckle.
have you ever thought about being a trial attorney? Like, you're good at this thing. You can have people basically, like, confess to murders.
It's like, this is a useless human being in society.
If RJ was around in 1993, like
smile.
the OJ story would have had a definitive ending.
I love
RJ would have gotten that glove on him.
Oh, my God. RJ would have, with a smile, put the glove on. Put the glove on.
you know before this,
You know it fits. Put the glove on. Why did you do it? Just tell me. It's okay. I'm smiling.
There was a brief time before this where I took one of those tests in high school. Those like aptitude. What should you be? Lawyer.
No, wasn't that like the employee survey thing?
No.
Like your strengths or whatever?
See, I love Jordan. He may not love me after this, but I love him. I actually told Jordan walked out of the studio. I paid you a huge compliment. You weren't even there, right behind your back.
He did.
I said, you two have been fantastic together, I think.
He did. And I said, it's all Jordan.
He was scared to say it to my face because he thinks I have such a big ego.
No, because the guy's
or he thinks I'm already better than everybody else.
No, that's on you because the second coffee is playing games.
Got the best of me.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
learning
danger
my
of the
limitations.
second coffee.
It's a lot. This 4 o'clock wake up time just throws your whole
They're not going to move the show.
circuit into a loop.
We said as the week progresses, it's going to get a little dicey.
Yeah.
When the show's over already, basically. It's over. So you got through Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. You got golf today. Moderation, okay? You playing 18?
Yeah, I don't play 9.
Okay. You're playing 18. Moderation with the libations, okay? It's going to be sunny out. I know that can maybe play a part. Get some good rest. You got no soccer to worry about tonight, all right? You wake up early tomorrow. Do the show Thursday. You're going to be in good shape. 1 coffee, not 2, okay? And then by the time you get to Friday, it's done.
Yeah, when they talk about those 6 weeks that NFL staff and players get off, they're talking about those that cover the league too. We don't need a video of you running down the 4th fairway, nude.
Probably have a lower tolerance too because of a lack of sleep.
You do some things you're not proud of.
Point.
I know. 800-919-3776. We'll make our NBA point that we tried to make before. I don't know how we got off on that tangent. I blame Tim Bontemps because he took a job in the Hawks front office, and that got us on a weird path.
How the heck did that get us
somehow, some way. But we'll talk about that big whale when we return. And, oh, by the way, Ray's got his 3 stars, which he's going to give us from a very, very entertaining program, GNR, ESPN New York.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., 1 grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care.
You find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
RJ was on a groove there, and then he had a slight miscalculation when it came to the time, but that's all right. He's allowed one.
I'm rubbing off on everyone with my man.
Maybe. 800-919-3776. Bart and Carlin coming up in a matter of minutes, as are the 3 stars first by Raymond. So LeBron James, that's the big whale. Like, where is he going to end up? You know, you're hearing all these rumors, whether it's going to be back to Cleveland, whether it's a Golden State visit out there, whether it's back to Miami, perhaps in a reunion with Pat Riley and company and Eric Spoelstra. Here's what our good buddy Brian Windhorst, he covers the NBA, and he was, of course, on ESPN Radio. And which way is the wind blowing right now about where LeBron might call home?
People in the league are certainly, I think that it's pointing towards Cleveland, but they are operating off vibes. And if you ask me, are the vibes pointing towards Cleveland? Yeah, the vibes are pointing towards Cleveland, but it's just vibes. And I wish I could sit here and tell you, my sources tell me, Chris, that at 6:14 p.m. on Wednesday, here's the thing. In 2010, he announced on live television. In 2014, he announced on the internet. I mean, it was basically through a magazine, but it's essentially in an internet article. Yeah. In 2018, it was a press release. Now he gets to pick the medium. So we'll see.
You kind of had it a little bit with the LeBron James, like, where is he playing? Where is he going? What's this, that, and the, I think at this point, like, I've kind of had enough of it here for 2 decades.
I mean, it doesn't even bother me because I'm thinking about it as from this perspective. Do you look at it as wherever he goes changes, like, the weight and the tide, the balance of power?
No.
Much?
Not anymore. Not like it used to.
Exactly. So, yes, he would be a good piece for the Cleveland Cavaliers to add. Everywhere else, okay, go wherever he goes. I don't think it'll make much of a difference. Like, he's still a quality player, still a good player. He's not a difference maker. I shouldn't say difference making player because he does make a difference, but he's not a balance of power shifting player anymore.
I just like the whole like Rich Paul thing, and you saw that, right? Like with the whiteboard and all the different teams, and 27 teams reached. That's like, dude, enough. Like, most people could care less where he ends up. Like, they've done the LeBron thing. Like, we've done this for 20 years. Like, I'm good. Like, he's not that player anymore, right? There's other teams and other players that are more significant as to what the outcome of the NBA is going to be. And, oh, by the way, like, you think about the team here that won a championship. Like, they were put together with a bunch of dudes who don't make it about themselves. Who all buy into the team concept. And that's what makes this team one that the whole city and everybody got behind throughout this run. Like, enough already. For a guy who wants to tell you every 5 minutes how great he is, it's amazing that he needs his people to still sit there and drum up, all the attention and stuff his way.
Yeah, I guess when the attention's been on you your whole life, you crave it, you desire it. I think that's where we're at. But to me, the only thing I'm keeping an eye on is if he goes to the Cavaliers. Because from a Knick perspective, like, all right, they did beat Cleveland pretty easily, right? Cleveland was pretty much done by then.
Right.
But they're the only team. Okay, Philadelphia too, I guess, if he goes to Philadelphia. Those are the two teams I think are probably the biggest threats to the Knicks right now, as currently comprised. Detroit's kind of probably taking a step backwards even. The Jalen Durant situation still up in the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he goes to either one of those two teams, okay, maybe that can help to get them to, compete with the Knicks. But otherwise, I don't think Miami's there. I don't think Golden State has a real shot at this point. And everywhere else would just be like, okay, fine, go there. Just, finish that. This is LeBron on the last leg of his career. This isn't LeBron in his prime.
No, it's not. He's on the 18th tee.
You scared of the Sixers if he goes there, though?
No.
No?
Nope. Really and truly not. No. I mean, Joel Embiid, let's face it, he's never been in a conference final. Joel Embiid, the wind might blow a certain direction and he's out for 2 months.
Yeah, obviously.
That's a tough guy to rely on.
Yeah, it's obviously that's the thing with the Sixers.
Although
he'll get hurt and he won't be reliable. He won't be healthy.
But what gives the Sixers a new look, okay, and to me, like you give them a little bit more credence than you would in the past, you're going to get PO'd version of Jaylen Brown this year. You're going to get chip on your shoulder Jaylen Brown. And I think he's going to go out there on a, FU tour, essentially, and just almost put himself in the MVP conversation. I think Jaylen Brown's going to have a monster year for them.
I'm a little scared of the Sixers if Joel Embiid, because, look, you have a backcourt of Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn good. If Joel Embiid is okay and willing to take a back seat to those guys, I would be kind of scared of the Sixers a little bit if they could fill out their roster with LeBron and adding some bench pieces because that was their.
I just can't see him going to Philadelphia though. I can't see him going there because he's still somebody that wants his shots and he wants his touches. Okay, you got to do that for Embiid. You're going to have to do that for Tyrese Maxey. He's got the ball in his hands. You know what I mean? And then like Jaylen Brown, I don't think he's a guy that's just picking up the scraps. You know what I mean? So I still don't believe in the fit, right? Ray, do you believe in Jaylen Brown in the fact that he's going to, he put this upon himself, because he was talking his way out of Boston before it even happened. Like, he's got to go out there now and absolutely have, like a first-team All-NBA type season.
See, the funny thing is I don't think he ever actually wanted to leave Boston. I just think he wanted the recognition for the season that he had.
Right.
But it ended up working in that sense. But after everything that's transpired, it seemed like it was just time somebody had to go.
I think he read the tea leaves because I heard it was either the owner or Brad Stevens.
But do you think he
said that they sat him down in after the season was over and explained to him how, look, we don't want to trade you, but they basically also told him they didn't think it was sustainable to have two players at that salary.
But he thinks of himself as a number one. You know what I mean? So then you're going to have to deal with egos because Embiid has been that guy there for whatever, even though he never plays. Maxey, to me, has graduated into almost like a number one type player.
There's only one ball.
There's only one ball. That's the problem, right? That's what we said. And the other thing, too, is here's with Philadelphia. If you want to even as they're constituted now, they should put a plan in place that the Knicks had with Mitchell Robinson for Joel Embiid to be able to get the most basketball out of him this year. No back-to-backs. And
100%.
I know they load manage the hell out of Embiid anyways, but really and truly, and it would be okay. Like, you could understand it because you're putting that team together to do some damage in the playoffs.
Ray, Mr. Nick, any fear of the Sixers if LeBron goes there with what they've done?
Not really.
Is there anything you think that could scare Ray right now for the Knicks?
Line them up.
Nothing.
Line them all up.
I don't think there is.
Nothing.
We got the trophy, baby. Larry O is ours.
That's true.
Real quick. That meme that's going around, no Larry? Yeah, that's us.
Larry's at MSG, Larry. 33rd and 7th. No soccer today. Yankees in Tampa tonight, 6:40. Garrett Cole, Shane McClanahan. Good pitching matchup. That's a prime video vehicle. Mets Royals, 7:10. Pregame at 6:30 right here on ESPN 880. Steven Cruz and Christian Scott, the pitching matchup. Good job by you. 18 holes today. Good luck with that. We'll see you again tomorrow. Right now, though, our good friend Raymond, Mr. Nick fan, Mr. Nick confidence guy, he's going to give you the 3 stars.
Today's 3 stars. Number 3.
Jordan, get ready to be featured a lot because he started this show talking about your regrets.
So I tried to take your advice, you guys. You're like, oh, you got to take the early nap. Don't go to the gym later, work out later. I wake up to like 25 texts from you guys about this amazing Argentina game, and it's like no one else, I guess, took that nap.
It's important that you're talking about text. Remember that. We're going to come back to that later. But you come into the studio today just spitting hot fire.
Capris in a Portugal jersey, I should add.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No pants, actually, just underwear.
Yeah, probably what you slept in.
Because it's warm in here compared to their
so
studio.
So that's why your pants didn't reach your ankles?
Exactly.
Yeah, the pants are noticeable.
Very expensive pants, I would assume.
Okay.
Sorry, Dan, that you felt the way about that.
Number 2.
We come back from break, and there's a lot going on.
You good there? You need a couple of minutes or what?
Peanut butter's like sticking in my mouth.
What are we
Yeah,
doing?
you're shoving it Uncrustable into your mouth as we're coming back from break. It's very uncomfortable. We currently stream on YouTube, and everybody can see, as we're coming back from break, you just shoving that Uncrustable right into your mouth.
I was hungry.
Yeah, so you can be mad at Dan calling it out, but again, everybody can see it. It was pointed out on the YouTube chat, Jordan, and it was bringing back memories of the time you almost died on air. We got to avoid these situations. I don't want you to die in there, Jordan.
Number 1.
Even RJ doesn't want you to die in there, although it got a little testy the last half hour or so.
Jordan would be an outstanding, small town sheriff. Everybody he would uphold the law.
No, he wouldn't be a small-town guy. He'd look down on all the patrons of the town.
Oh, that's telling you a lot right there.
None of this bothers me except that RJ thinks I feel like I'm better than everybody.
I don't think
I don't like that. That part of it I don't like.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he thinks that way, feels that way.
In retrospect, when I brought up that I can't see, I should be like, look, we can't see little RJ over there because he's so short I can't see him over the computer.
RJ thinks you're an elitist.
When you are talking about sleep with Jordan, and he goes, "Now, I don't sleep great anyway. I have important people texting me at 1 a.m. sometimes."
Never said that word.
No, you did.
There's not just important people texting you.
I said it's part of my job, is what I said.
So who's texting you that's not important for your job?
A lot of people that are not important text me. Most people that text me are not important.
So that's not nice either, then.
I learned a lot in the last few minutes, I got to tell you. It's fantastic. Jordan, I'm really enjoying this week. I can't wait to do it again tomorrow. Get some sleep, eh?
RJ's like Criminal Minds. I didn't remember we had that in him. We got to explore that more a little bit tomorrow. Great job by everyone. Ray, RJ. How about a little Rule 76?
Sounds like a lot of picking on me. Rule 76, no excuses, play like a champion. It's Ronan Graca and
Sheriff Jordan
on ESPN New York.
Where's the bar? No bar.
Well,
Where's the Yankee bar? No bar. There's no Yankee bar.
You're looking at
He's gone.
Fans, arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Time